And it's the Redeye stream, number 53. Tonight, we're going to talk a little bit about the Day of Rage. Porn stars committing suicide because of SJWs and their very mean ways. YouTube Rewind. Was that fucking stupid or what? And we're going to open up with Brexit passing another milestone. Cabbage, what the fuck? Can Theresa May either retire or, I don't know, her security force do a little less?
Yeah, because, well, that was ironic, wasn't it? When she was going on about it's not all about Islam, and then she finds out that there's actually an Islamic who's planning her demise.
And
so yeah,
and don't take that as an endorsement for assassins, you know.
No, it's just irony couldn't get any thicker, could it? You know, I mean, perfect. Just to show how disconnected these lunatics are from reality. So yeah, that was a dose of reality for her. But yeah, with regards to the Brexit stuff, well, as I just said to you before, it's not like passing any milestones. It's like trying to pass a kidney stone. It's not, you know, it's just painful. Everything she does is fucked up. Now, the thing is that, and going back many moons ago, I predicted that, you know, that they would try and fuck it up. And around this time, you'd probably end up with a leadership, you know, a leadership contest. In the UK, unlike in the States, you can't just topple. I mean, we can just topple our leader, right? We call for a vote of no confidence, and then she can be removed from office and replaced with somebody who's elected through the party system. So we can remove our prime minister, unlike, you know, our executive can be replaced, unlike in the States. So yeah, she can be removed from office, and I think it's about fucking time. She should never have been there in the first place, to be honest. Just a hideous mistake in the beginning.
Yeah, it seems that way, and it seems she's very reluctant to actually, you know, push for Article whatever and get the hell out.
Well, of course she is, because she was always a Remainer. She was a Remainer from the beginning, all the way through the referendum. She was trying to encourage people to vote Remain. So she's never had a heart in it. We got rid of David Cameron, who was a Remainer, and replaced him with another Remainer. Most of the cabinet are Remainers. None of them have got any major incentive to go the other way. They all seem intent on this process. So it's not a major surprise. Like I said, I mean, hell, I could predict it so many months ago, you know. It's, yeah, it's all turned into shit, basically. And they're going to get us the worst possible deal they can, so we end up going cap in hand back to Europe and then having to reapply. And then we'll have to join the Euro.
Oh, no, worse than that, Cabbage. You're going to have to disband the Cabbage Army and join the EU Army.
No, fuck that. No, never.
What do you mean, join the EU Army? They will be the EU Army. That's the whole purpose of this.
Yeah, that's what they wanted in the first place. Of course, they denied it all the way up to Brexit when people were saying the European Union want federalism, they want an EU army. No, 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 none of that stuff, none of that stuff. Then as soon as Brexit happened, well, yeah, okay, we did really want that, but you know, we didn't want to shock you, we didn't want to frighten you. Yeah, right.
Well, no, let me ask a question about that then. I'm sorry, Mad Dodge. Let me ask a question about that then, Cabbage. Do you think that would have, if there would be another referendum, that would have cost some votes?
What if they'd have admitted that the European army and everything? Oh yeah, absolutely. That's why they hid so many things away that they didn't want people to know about. And after Brexit, all of a sudden, the things that were being said that everyone was saying, that's just scaremongering. All of a sudden, they came out of the woodwork and said, yeah, okay, you know, fess up.
But would it really? You really think it would have changed the voting?
Oh yeah, absolutely. It would have been higher. Yeah, the vote for leave would have been a lot higher. Last thing that Britain needs is an entirely formed, you know, European army at the behest of Germany. I mean, the one thing Germany was never allowed to have because of the, you know, post-World War II agreements, where they were not allowed to have nuclear weapons. Well, if they start creating a European army, and a European, you know, a centrally controlled military, then that means that Germany will then have control over the French missile systems. They have nukes. So they couldn't get it one way, they got it another. They weren't allowed to build them themselves, but now they've adopted them technically. If they become part of the package that is included as the European army, the European military project. It's quite frightening, really, especially for us, because we're only a hop and a skip over the over the water.
Well, how will the Russians react to that? Do you think?
Oh, it's a good question. I don't know. I mean, I don't suppose really. I mean, they don't. I mean, the French don't have that many to be a significant. I mean, they're more of an issue for us than they are ever for the Russians. Like Germany could never be a real significant threat to Russia. I don't think. Not now.
Well, I mean, how would Russia react after Putin had an aneurysm? You should ask, really.
That would probably be the case. Yeah, no, it would certainly. Well, put it this way, I think it would definitely add. It would make the relationship different. Put it that way. It would change the relationship, and of course, in any time that happens, there's a potential risk of, disagreements and conflict. So it's a bad idea. However you spin it, even if it doesn't, if it doesn't concern the Russians, it certainly concerns us. We've had the German forces amassed on our borders before. We do not want it again. Not it might be third time lucky for them. Fucking hell.
Okay, well, I mean, sorry, go ahead, Mad Dog.
Well, what about all the pieces of the EU that want to fall off and break away? Where are they left? Are they going to contribute to this army? Are they going to give money, men, ammunition? Or are they going to continue to try and break away? Where does Poland stand when push comes to shove? When they don't want to let the refugees in, and Merkel says you have to.
Well, this is what I mean. It's weird, isn't it? It's almost like the Second World War, happening again. They get Germany gets a justification to use a newly formed European army, resource in order to go in and demand that Poland comply. I mean, who knows? It could get really weird. So, and then they go down into Czechoslovakia, and hey presto, it's like a reenactment, only with real guns.
That would be a great reenactment to watch, on a TV screen. But
I'm sure it'll be on Fox News and CNN and 24 rolling coverage.
Yeah, but would you expect Russia to just stand by and let that happen? Or would you expect many of these other countries that were part of the Warsaw Pact to actually ask for help from the Russians?
No.
Well, I certainly think that Russia.
Wait, no, MC, have you seen Poland?
Mad Dog, you're fucking roboting, bro.
Yeah, you are again.
F5.
Yeah, your mic's gone freaky.
F5, for fuck's sake. Sorry, but goddamn, I can't hear your points.
Hey, Wolfie, glad to know that you're okay.
Yeah, I'm all right.
Cool.
I'll be good.
Excellent.
What did I miss?
Fucking Mad Dog and his shitty ass mic.
He doesn't know he's got a new one.
That. I was just wondering what I missed from him saying, "I'm glad you see you're okay." I was wondering what happened to you.
Oh, I went to the hospital for a hot second. No big deal.
What? When did you go to the hospital?
Like 2 days ago.
Is that better? I think I was roboting because you came in Wolf Shot because I wasn't.
I came in because you were roboting.
Yeah.
Oh well, fuck you.
No, fuck you. No, fuck you. Fuck you.
You see, the thing was, you had been roboting, and I didn't want to break your poor heart about your microphone because he's so pleased with it.
No, it sounds good. The mic sounds good. It's just the internet.
That's when it works.
I think.
I thought you fixed the internet.
I think it's the internet or some shit.
Oh, I upped the internet to the best I can get in the middle of BFG or BFE, but yeah, it's not like in town.
I mean BFO?
Bumfuck Egypt, BFE.
BFO,
Egypt is spelled with an E.
Are we talking about that porn star who killed herself?
we were gonna get to that after the EU, but if you
Jesus,
want to
you
go,
sound like
You
Daft
roboting
Punk.
again. You're roboting again.
Fucking Daft Punk in this bitch. I'm up all night to get lucky. Lucky.
Okay, do you guys really think that she killed herself for that reason, or do you think it was just because of her depression?
I think it. I think.
Episode.
Look, the industry, especially the porn industry, like I could totally see not only the Twitter people putting pressure on her, but the porn industry putting pressure on her too.
Oh, I have no doubt about a lot of that, and I don't think that this new law in California helped matters at all either. You know, to go out and say, okay, if you have HIV, you can go ahead and spread it, and there's not going to be any consequences even if you don't tell somebody they have HIV.
Well, the biggest issue is that the porn industry does not have a set standard for each. Like each studio has their own standards.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's not like Las Vegas where prostitution places have to be up to code uniformly. So this dude was barebacking in a gay porn, which barebacking means not wearing a condom for, you know, people who don't know. And then he wants to fuck this chick. And I'm like, I'm sorry, HIV, the highest HIV rates in America are black women because of down low culture. And down low culture means gay black men who don't want to come out as gay because it's demasculating, and so they fuck men on the side and then they give it to the women that they're with. Sorry, not sorry. Look it up.
Well, yeah, but don't you think that the new law in California helps? You know, makes that even more difficult because now you can't even charge them if they do spread the disease with a crime.
Well, the problem is like I said, each studio has its own standards. What needs to happen?
Yeah, but you lose that covering. Even then, you lose the covering from the state as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah, this is actual law as opposed to policies. This is the law that changed.
Well, was she set up in California?
No, she's she's
Canadian.
I
mean, she was in Ventura, California. That's where she died. I assumed that it was in California. That's why I asked.
I don't know. I mean, it probably did, but I think what needs to happen is that someone needs to step in since the porn industry exists and regulate it uniformly. Like, you have to get these tests, you have to wear these condoms, you have to get tested every week. I don't know. That's just me. But when people on the left, far left, say, well, women have the choice and women don't have to have sex with anyone they don't want to, but then they badgered this girl because she didn't fuck this dude and call her a homophobe when she's done lesbian porn. Yeah. Like 75% of her shit was lesbian porn, right?
Mm-hmm.
She's not homophobic. She's protecting herself.
Well, yeah. I mean, that was pretty obvious.
Jesus Christ. People are so fucking stupid. That's the best way to get HIV is to fuck a guy who's barebacked with another dude. Sorry, not sorry. If that makes me homophobic, fine. Whatever. I'm the gay homophobe.
Hey, apparently Milo's homo and everything. I mean, anyone can be, you know what I mean? They don't have to make sense. They just make the shit up as they go along because they've got to have some, you know, some.
Yeah, but I mean, why would you go off? I don't understand why people would go off on a Twitter rant about that to be either, though.
Oh, because these are lunatics. These are social justice crazies. They get one bit between their teeth, and they don't think about how sensible or, you know, rational it is. These are irrational people.
Well, this one ugly fucking chick was like, she said, well, what does it matter that there's one dead homophobe? Imagine all the dead homosexuals that have been put through the same thing. I mean, she's not wrong about, you know, gay people dying exponentially because of social pressure and etc. However, you can't push someone the other way to kill themselves because they refuse to have sex with someone. It doesn't make any fucking sense.
Yeah, but Wolfie, it's equally ridiculous the fact they're saying about even bringing into, you know, homosexual deaths because of, you know, being harassed or whatever. What about the homosexual deaths that have occurred because of HIV? You know, throw that into the equation. True. No, it makes sense why she did what she did.
Well, it's absolutely true. That's why I said earlier that the highest rate of HIV in this country are black women.
That's what I mean. So they can't bring in this idea that they can use one statistic about black people, to suit them, and then ignore the other one, or well, black people just homosexuals. So they say 1 minute, well, it's homosexuals being oppressed, but then the other time, they're pointing out a statistic to say, look how they are oppressed. So,
oh no, it's hypocritical. It's either
nonsense,
one or the other. You have to stick by your convictions. If you're going to say a woman can refuse sex with anyone, you have to stick to that conviction. In this case, especially. Period.
Yeah, I mean, this is it. At the end of the day, what is their option? What is it that they're suggesting? That she should be compelled to fuck anybody that somebody else chooses on her behalf?
Apparently.
I mean, that's basically what they're saying, right?
Well, that's all I've read. That's all I've read on that point, is that she was a homophobe and she should have had sex with him regardless of how she felt. And I guess I was the only one paying attention in health class when they gave statistics about HIV.
Well, if my mic is better now, I do have a question.
You need to turn down the gain. Do you know what the gain is? This dick.
I think he's just tried to do something and he's fucked it up now.
Cabbage,
I think he just killed his mic.
Is that better? I'm trying to adjust the level like you asked. God damn it.
No, that is better. Go on.
All right.
Question.
Ask the fucking
My question. Yeah, here's the question. Why is it Twitter's fault that she committed suicide? Is there a higher depression rate among porn stars? Is that a question that should be asked?
It's not Twitter. It's not Twitter that did it. It's the people. It's pressure. It's social pressure. I'm not saying that. But
society doesn't make you commit suicide. There had to be something else there.
Well, I'm sure she was depressed. Like 90% of Americans are depressed. However, she probably got added pressure from the industry she's in, as well as people on the internet.
Well, according to the stories I was reading, he did suffer from depression. So I was wondering if it was just an episode.
I mean, I'm sure that's the straw that broke the camel's back. All these assholes telling her that she's a homophobic piece of shit and that she should fucking die and take a cyanide pill. That's a direct tweet from some other gay porn star.
Well, okay, now, are those people now banned from Twitter?
Hell no. Are you kidding? Come on.
No.
Come on, nigga. Come on.
Come on. You got to understand the dual standards that exist.
Yeah, they're not banned. I get a 12-hour ban for saying cunt, though. Like, fuck off.
So do I. Fuck, I got a permaban for tweeting black cock. Hey, it's not my fault he was retarded.
What, a retarded black cock?
No, the dude was live streaming and I sent him a black cock and it was on his live stream.
Oh.
Like he scrolled up on his timeline or whatever, or Twitter page, and there it was, big black cock.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, so I got a perma ban.
Well,
obviously not for long.
Like that was your fault that he was a dumbass.
I don't I can fucking have 80 Twitter accounts, fucking whatever. I don't give a shit. Don't even matter. But that chick killing herself and Twitter not banning those profiles of the people who said that awful, terrible fucking shit, that speaks bounds.
Yeah.
That is awful.
Do you think we would know about what they were actually tweeting if Twitter had actually banned them that quickly?
Well, if you make a death threat at somebody, which it was one of the tweets that I read.
I mean, I can't justify it. I was just trying to think that maybe at least letting people know after the fact what these people.
I mean, that's against their terms of service. You can't fucking shoot death threats.
No, I understand.
Well, no, you guys, I want to go a step further. That girl who told her boyfriend that he should off himself, she got sentenced.
Good.
Think about that. Think about these Twitter people.
She didn't get sentenced long enough, that's for fucking sure.
No, but could these Twitter people be looking at charges?
Well, they definitely, if nothing else, from a civilian standpoint, from a civil standpoint, they could definitely get sued. I mean, when you really look at it, they could sit up there and her husband could bring up a civil suit.
Oh, the other thing
against
is
these people.
It's the internet. That's the other argument. This is the internet. Blah, blah, blah.
Well, this is what I was saying earlier on to Mad Dodge, is you can see what they're going to do with this. They're going to forget the fact that it was a bunch of social justice, ne'er-do-wells that started harassing, this girl. They're just going to say it's about harassment. It's about bullying. And they'll focus it on the bullying issue, divert it away from the social justice, contribution aspect. And they'll just keep on going for the censorship. It's perfect for the censorship argument. As long as you can kind of like just, fail to report on the fact it was social justice, radicals that were doing it.
The problem, the issue with like censorship, it's a private platform. That's for one. For two,
yeah.
It's in there. It's written out in their terms of service of what you can and can't do. For three, really, for the First Amendment, free speech and all that, there are some things that you can't do with free speech, like yell fire in a crowded theater.
Yeah, but Wolf, the thing
for
is,
example.
But like like we were just saying before, the people who are making, who made these hateful comments on Twitter, they're the ones who haven't been banned, right?
Yeah, it's
you
fucked.
get banned for a cock, right? Whereas somebody else can do this.
Yeah.
You need to stop breathing so hard on the mic, okay?
Yeah, stop wanking.
We know you're
bastard.
old. We know you're old. Calm down.
He's tugging away at the idea of some girl choking. That's what it is.
Oh my god. Cabbage, you sick fuck.
Yeah, I'm not. He's the one wanking. He's the one heavy breathing.
But no. Oh my god.
Sorry, too soon?
No, this is going to be a giant clusterfuck of epic proportions. That's just it. That's probably going to be the end result of this entire thing. No one's going to get banned. No one who should be banned is going to get banned. And they're just going to be like, oh, well, homophobe dead. That's all.
Yeah. And they'll claim that, the original statement was what matters. And so the social justice response was appropriate and proportionate. But anyway, you got to stop bullying. It's a fucking weird world.
It's a strange set of circumstances.
So yeah, moving on from that, MC, you've been gone for a while. How do you feel about the move from Trump to finally move the embassy to Jerusalem and the rage that it caused, as they're calling it, the Day of Rage? They've had this planned. Well, just a second though. Let me wrap it up. My thought here. That's been planned since 1995. They have been signing a waiver every 6 months since then. The president had to sign the same piece of paper every 6 months. Moved it. Why not?
Well, why not? Because they were afraid of what was going to happen. Look at what happened.
And look what did happen. Exactly.
I mean, really.
No, but why did they pass it? Why did they pass it through Congress in 95 then, if they were afraid? Put your mouth where your fucking your money where your mouth is.
Because it was a point of like, well, we're going to show, goodwill, but not the intent, right? Now they've got the full intent, and that's very different. The will to do something doesn't equate to much if you don't actually have to act upon it.
I think politically, Cabbage, I think politically you should always have to act on it. If you pass a law, you have to do it. Just like the laws that
the law was being enacted. The law basically stated that the president would make the decision unless he waives it every 6 months.
Yeah,
right? So the law was being followed.
Yeah.
The biggest difference is that Trump basically said, okay, nothing that we've done so far has actually freaking worked. I'm going to try something different. All right. Now, whether or not this will lead to a real, shake up to the point where people start actually talking about these issues seriously again, or whether or not nothing else changes. To be honest, okay, so you got a bunch of Palestinians protesting and a bunch of Arabs around the world are making noise. Okay, how is that different than 5 years ago? How is that different than 10 years ago? How is that different than 15 years ago?
That's true. Remember,
Nothing's changed.
Yeah, remember, they did the same thing for Charlie Hebdo, right? The fucking satire and everything. I mean, all you had to do was draw a cartoon, and you got the same response out of these people. They were rioting and going lunatic for that as well. Just over cartoon characters.
Okay, but let's look at the... Okay, so Cabbage, Brexit keeps getting pushed off. Do you want Theresa May to sign a waiver every 6 months saying, nah, we're not going to leave the EU?
That's the problem. That's exactly what pissed me off the beginning, was the fact that, she waited 8 months to even start the bloody thing. To even, to issue Article 50. She waited 8 months. She effectively did put a waiver in there, an 8-month delay, process, which was frustrating. But that's because we actually had a referendum, and that was something. There's no referendum here. As far as I'm aware, there's, nobody's actively seeking this in the US, particularly, apart from the Israeli, the Israeli Defense League or whatever the hell.
Idea.
Well, I do believe that it was bipartisan in '95. I do believe both Democrats and Republicans voted for it. Clinton signed it into law. I mean,
but it wasn't. When it was signed into law, it was a case of the intention was to move it to there, but without a timescale. That's the reason for the waiver. So it was a case of, this is what we are going to do. But as to when it happens, that's up to the residing president, as to the, depending on the mood at the time. Now, you could say that, Trump's chosen a bad period.
When was the law signed?
95.
Okay. What was the next year?
96.
Okay, what happened?
That's how 95, 96.
No,
Do we have to teach
numbers
now?
He was saying he wasn't in an election year.
Yes.
Or something. Yeah.
Okay.
So it was an election year gambit, election year gimmick, all right, that both parties could say, look what we did. All right, we support XYZ. All right.
But why didn't George W. Bush fucking do it?
Why did he keep signing waivers?
No, yeah, why didn't he have
for the same reason, because they didn't have any real intention of actually going forward.
It was, like I said, it was just there as a sort of...
Maybe it's a bad idea. I don't know.
I don't think it's a bad idea in this regard. Right? I think people have to realize what that situation is actually like on the ground.
Yeah, but the thing is,
I really like Nikki Haley's comment to the UN, which is, we made this commitment, we followed through with this commitment, and we'll be damned if any of you guys will tell the United States how we need to run our business. And she said that to the
technically,
UN
it's not
Council.
our fucking business.
Yeah, exactly.
No, actually, where we move our embassy, I think it is.
No, it's not. No. You can't just randomly say, I am going to stick an embassy here because...
No, isn't he trying to make Jerusalem the capital of fucking Israel? That's what the point is.
Israel already sees itself... Israel has already recognized that Jerusalem is their capital. All the government buildings are there. Everything else is there. We didn't do anything aside from say, okay, we're going to move our embassy.
If we took religion out of all of this clusterfuck, we wouldn't have a problem.
No, we wouldn't. It wouldn't be a wall.
You think I'm kidding? It's all three of the Abrahamic religions freaking the fuck out over
It always has been.
a rock.
Is it all three of them freaking out, or is it one single religion freaking out?
No. The reason why we're involved, America, is because of Christianity.
Protecting it from Israel.
Hold on. The reason we're involved with Israel isn't because of Christianity. It's a direct result of the Soviet Union.
The only reason why we have a vested interest in Israel is because of Christianity, because Jesus came from there.
No. Israel got put back together with under the UN.
No, Wolfie's right.
We have to protect Jesus' land. I'm sorry.
Wolfie's right, because it is about the fact that it was, the place where,
Christ
Jesus
was whatever and all that other shit.
You would not have seen us get involved, all right, with Israel if it wasn't for not to this degree, if it wasn't for the fact that the Soviet Union was backing the Arab nations and giving them weaponry.
Yeah, well,
would not have turned a blind eye to the.
yeah,
to
but
the
no,
I really don't think we would be that hard up on them if it wasn't where Jesus landed.
exactly. It's
Seriously, I'm sorry.
I'm not saying that there's not a tie in there, because obviously there is. All right.
Come on,
But,
it was the Crusades. The Crusades were about
No, but
Jerusalem.
Not even the Crusades. I'm talking about all three: Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. All three of them.
That has, and I understand that, but that has nothing to do with this day of rage that's going on right now. The day of rage that's going on right now is because the Muslims don't like the fact that they no longer control Israel. Period. And they will come back
because they're mad at the Jews and they're mad at the Christians because of because of the Dome of the Rock, essentially.
No, but Wolf, the only thing.
Oh, it is. The Dome of the Rock is the key. Yeah.
Wait, though, I think the only thing you have wrong, Wolf, is if there was no religion, they'd be fighting over mineral rights. They would always find something.
Yeah, but we wouldn't give a shit so hard.
Exactly. At least it'd be tangible.
If it wasn't for Jesus land.
I really think that you're overstating.
Or Judaism or Islam or whatever the fuck, because Muhammad and then Abraham and Jesus and whatever the fuck.
I'll agree with you that inflames things to a point, but I really think that we'd be fighting over there no matter what, because the whole purpose of our support for Israel had to do with the fact that they were a democracy fighting against the communist blocks that were arrayed against them.
Bollocks! They were never. I mean, even now,
they were never won.
I mean, in terms of their democracy, it's a theocracy, with a veneer of democracy. They are pretty much as. I mean, when you look at the Knesset and stuff, most of the idea, the approvals and stuff, they still go through, the religious teachings in order to identify what's an acceptable or unacceptable law.
They don't sell pork in the streets? That's nonsense, Cabbage.
Well, no, I'm saying
Israel is as secular as every other Western country.
No, but the laws are going through. No, I mean, the Christians selling pork, yeah, but you're not going to get Jews doing that.
Bull crap.
Jews are selling pork in Israel.
Yes.
Can you show me evidence of that? I'd love to see that.
I'll tell you what, read Thomas Friedman's book on it.
A citation. No, I want to see a picture of it. I want to see a Hasidic Jew with a fucking a leg of fucking.
I could doctor a picture. This is where finer print.
I want to see a fucking Hasidic Jew with a ham hock in his hand.
I'm not saying that a Hasidic Jew isn't going to do that, but you're not going to see a Hasidic Jew in America doing it either.
Exactly. That's
what are we
trying
to get at here?
Because it's religious.
No, I'm not saying that.
Our biggest stake is.
It's not as big a religious. While religion is a factor, I think it's way overstating the situation. I think you're forgetting.
So what do you think is motivating?
The other aspects.
Right. So, MC, what do you think? MC, what do you think is actually the reason then behind all of this, crazy day that they've had? What do you think it was? If it wasn't religion, yeah. What is the reason for the?
The reason is because the religion is Islam.
So it's religion.
It's Islam. The Day of Rage part is Islam. We were talking about why is the United States involved?
No, but Cabbage. Seriously?
No, Wolfie was saying that it shouldn't be an issue if it wasn't for the religion. America or whatever, the problems are because of religion.
They would be fighting over the same situation. Mad Dodge is right. They would be fighting over that same piece of land because of where it's centrally located and how strategic it is from where it's at.
Yeah, but we wouldn't give a shit so much. That's my point.
We would still be as involved, in my opinion, because of how the things have turned out. You still would have been dealing with the communist systems, all right, that were arrayed against Israel when it became part of the UN.
Yeah, I actually, for once, I agree with MC. Politics would become the new religion. You get a bunch of atheists fighting. What are they fighting over? I'm a libertarian atheist. I'm a commie atheist. And now let's go shoot each other. The same shit would happen.
I never said they weren't going to fight regardless. What I said was America wouldn't be so hard up for Israel. I defend Israel. I think they should exist. However, take Christianity, take Islam, and take Judaism out of Israel, and you'll see the fighting de-escalate. I'm telling you.
I don't think you'll see the fighting
de-escalate. Then fine, don't fucking buy it. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but the mass motivator is the religion. I totally agree with you.
Wait, no, but I have an idea, you guys. You know how you can move an old house in pieces? Can we move?
I'm gonna punch you in the face.
We can't move the Dome of the Rock? That's a bad idea.
Are you kidding? Are you fucking... Oh my god, are you kidding?
I thought the idea was it was going to be turned into...
You can't move the Dome of the Rock.
It is going to be turned into a gay strip bar.
Yeah,
that's right.
I thought that was the plan.
The problem with the Dome of the Rock is that it was Jewish now or whenever the fuck it happened. I don't remember when the fuck it happened. Islam took it over and now it's a fucking... What do they call those things? Mosque?
Mosque. They
it's a
basically
mosque.
said...
Okay,
They basically
wait.
took a house of worship from another religion, took it over and said, this is our house.
Yeah, but that's not like it's unusual to be done, is it? I mean, that's been happening since the beginning of time. You know, Catholics taking over Protestant taking over Catholic, you know.
Wait, I mean, here's a new great idea. I saw this on an episode of I Love Lucy. You just draw a line in the middle of the fucking Dome of the Rock. Half of it is Jewish, other half Islam. Can't go wrong.
See, yeah, but the point, yes, you can, because they want to rebuild that. They want to rebuild the Temple of Solomon, so they need all of the, you know, the available retail space.
They made Palestine. They made Palestine, and they already drew the line in the sand, and it's working out really fucking well right now.
Yeah, it like a fucking episode of I Love Lucy. It looks like.
So. I honestly think
it was the Balfour Declaration that caused all this fucking trouble.
The reason why we're there, besides the fact of Jesus land, is they're our only ally in the Middle East. Right? Right.
At the time in 1967, that was correct. I think Egypt is probably as good an ally as Israel is, to be honest.
No, I don't fucking trust Egypt.
Well, Egypt is not as stable. I will admit that. All right, but it is as good an ally, I think.
Hang on, back in the 1960s, was that when the Shah of Iran was in power? Because he had a good ally there.
Yeah, the Shah came to power in the 1950s.
No. He's right. The 60s because in Iran.
1954, I think the Shah of Iran rose to power.
Yeah, but in Iran, women could wear normal clothes and shit in the 60s, and then in the 70s, that all changed.
80s.
70s. Look it up.
Oh, you're right. You're right. The 70s. You're right. 79, 78.
Yeah, 79. Disco ruined the whole world. We all know that.
That's what you need to do is put a disco ball. You know, replace that little, you know, crescent on top of the rock and just replace it with a disco ball.
Yeah, it's working really well in Turkey right now.
But what Donald Trump did, I mean, I think they should have done it when they said they were going to do it. I'll agree to that. But probably the best time is not right now. I don't think.
Well, when will the best time ever come?
No, they should have just fucking did it when they did it.
Fair enough. That's absolutely fair. But when will the best time come?
At that point, to be honest, let's take a look at what's been going on since it's been passed. Okay, you end up with 9/11. You end up with a series of wars in Afghanistan. Even during the Clinton administration, you ended up with Wilson and the Soviet invasion in Afghanistan that you're dealing with. Okay, so really, considering that we're basically pulled out and Afghanistan is basically at this point in time right now kind of quiet, what better time would there have been?
Yeah, but the thing I don't really get is why does it matter where the embassy is to begin with, right? If you're going to have ambassadorial services going, you know, to the government or whatever, does it really matter whether it's in one location or another? I mean, at the end of the day, you still got an ambassador, and he's still in the country, and he's still doing what apparently he needs to do.
No, I would argue
stick him in a Hilton or a Marriott.
No, wait a minute though.
Really?
No, Cabbage. If Benjamin Franklin went to France as ambassador for the United States and he was not in Paris, then that would have been a slight and he would have got nothing done. An ambassador needs to be in the capital of the country he's ambassador to. I think that is paramount.
Well, okay, but it's an arbitrary, paramount, isn't it? It really doesn't matter if the person's going to do a job. It really doesn't matter as such as to where. And they don't. I mean,
but regardless of the fact, though, it's done, and he can fuck it up all he wants to. I don't give a shit.
Unless you get called up.
I mean, they're gonna fuck it up, and that's exactly what's gonna happen. I'm telling you, it's gonna be another piece of shit thing we're gonna be involved in with boots on the ground. I guarantee it.
Well, no, I don't think
that it'll be our boots on the ground, at least in that aspect of it.
No,
how it could spread, it could lead to something that spreads with us.
It will be American troops on the ground, but it's going to be under the guise of the UN. It'll be blue hats.
What about the war in '69? Israel didn't have American troops. Israel did that themselves. I think they can handle their own.
No, they had an awful lot of material being provided to them through the US.
Well, and they still do.
The Air Force. Now they've got the second largest F-16 fighter force on the planet after America. Tiny little country, second largest F-16.
Well, they need it. Wouldn't you need it? Surrounded by enemies on all sides. Haven't you played Civ? Come on.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, from a logistics standpoint, but we're talking boots on the ground. At the moment,
it'll be UN.
The only. I don't think so. The UN's not going to get involved.
It's going to be. I'm telling you, it's going to be us.
Do you think we'd be in Israel proper? Do you think
you can't do that. That would have to be unilateral, and if you did that, then that would just be a disaster. The only one that could viably put boots on the ground would be the UN.
The United States will get involved because it's their embassy. Something is going to happen with the embassy.
Of course it will.
I feel it in my testicles if I had them. I swear to God.
Something's
going to happen with our embassy doing this, and it's going to spark something catastrophic.
I honestly don't think that's. I really don't think.
Okay, well, all right. I mean, some men just want to watch the world burn, and he can fucking do that. And I'm just gonna sit here and be like, I fucking told you so.
Of all the places, of all the target, of all the company, of all the buildings you don't want to be in, the American embassy is definitely going to be one of them. Because you think that it's going to be a smooth ride? I don't think so.
You don't think the embassy in America is being the American embassy is being targeted right now with it being in Tel Aviv?
Well, it has been, and now it's going to be higher. Exactly. So it's going to be way higher now. Well,
how is it going to be higher?
An increase. Well, because they'll probably try, more regularly, and they'll do it in a bigger way. They'll find, and plus, of course, you're bringing the people a lot closer to the main hub of things like Hezbollah and stuff. So you could be expecting them sending over their pocket rockets, every few days and stuff like that.
Well, that's what I want to ask about. The missile defense grid. Do you think they could somehow get through it with a large barrage and actually hit the U.S. embassy in Jerusalem?
No, it's going to be some fucking sand nigger with a goddamn bomb strapped to his chest going in there. I mean, you can laugh all you want to. That's fine. No one thought Manchester would get fucking blown the fuck up.
Yeah, but
right,
Manchester.
I was saying
that a soft target. I mean,
I predicted that ages ago, and I said that to a friend of mine. Said that you're nuts. I said, no, you wait for it to happen. I said it's either going to be Manchester or Birmingham. It was going to be one of the two, because they'd already hit London, and then once they got everyone focused on London, then they did Manchester. And I said to them, I said that they're going to go back to London again because they got all of the resources stuck in Manchester.
Well, now they're in London again.
It was in London.
Freaking out about whatever the fuck. I don't know what they're freaking out about in London.
Well, it was a threat on Theresa May. Some guy had planned an assassination attempt.
How effective do you think that assassination attempt? Did you think it even had a chance at all?
No, it wouldn't. No, not even remotely a chance. No. But the thing is, it was quite funny. No, but the irony again was so thick because Theresa May was saying, hashtag not all Islam and stuff like that, and then a couple of days later,
did you see all those motherfuckers in the streets? I mean, it'd be like the Boston bombing. Fucking chaos. Regardless if they were going to hit their target or not, if it was carried out, they would have caused some damage, regardless.
Absolutely.
The only thing that I think that the U.S. Embassy has to fear, and this is a fear of the entire Middle East, to be honest, is the use of a chemical weapon.
Yeah.
Well,
But,
whatever's
you
going
know,
to happen
it's
is
not
going to
unreasonable.
happen, and some men just want to watch the world burn, and he can do that.
Why is it men? What about women too? What is it with
Whatever.
men?
The dude who fucking moved the embassy, whatever. Some guys just want to watch the world burn, you
I
know?
don't think that he's trying to watch the world burn. I think what he's doing is let's be honest. That
No,
he
no,
has been,
no, not at all. No, not at all. No, he's not trying to do anything like that.
No, I don't think that that's his intention. I really don't.
May not be his intention, but that's certainly a
If he
distinct possibility.
didn't, okay, honestly, if he didn't think that this was going to create a giant clusterfuck of epic proportions,
Yeah.
he doesn't belong where he is.
I don't think that
That
this
is
is
so
the
true.
giant clusterfuck than any more than it's always been. How is this any different?
Well, it's clearly different
No,
because it's a changing,
not.
and it's because it's
Okay, it's
It's
totally the same
changing
as
the
everything
dynamic.
else. Fine.
Have you
changing the dynamic
Wait a
of the
minute.
region.
Wait a minute. Let's think about this. Have you not seen Israel crack down on dissidents before? This has happened. It's not like it doesn't happen. They have Palestinians trying to kill them every day.
No shit.
They have a missile defense grid for a reason. They will handle this, and we will move our embassy. And in the chat, yeah, moving it to West Israel will put it closer to the enemies.
Yeah,
But
silly.
we passed.
It's a bad place.
Maybe it is. Maybe it's dumb.
But it's Jesus. I'm telling you, it's Jesus.
I stand by the fact if we passed it in 95, then they should have done it. Like I was 11, you guys. I was 11 years old. They should have done this years ago.
It's irrelevant now that they didn't do it. It's unfortunate they didn't do it. It's unfortunate that they said they were going to do it in the first place. For fuck's sake, honestly.
Well,
I agree.
Yeah, but what happened?
It never needed to be signed. I mean, the idea that it's just some kind of status symbol to have an embassy in a capital, that doesn't seem like a good justification.
No, but what happened to? Wait a minute, you guys. For all the bad it's going to cause, what happened to the United States keeping its word? Shouldn't that be preserved at least? We said we were going to do it.
We haven't kept our word since Vietnam.
No.
Then let's change it now.
No. Mad Dodge, you see, again, you're missing it because the law that was put into place had the waiver attached to it. So it was a case, we'll put it into place when it's viable. This is an arbitrary introduction, like just not signing that waiver. It's just now.
Donald Trump could be doing a lot more shit.
No, wait a minute, Cabbage. I think this is where you get it wrong. Because the Congress will put a waiver on anything they fucking can for any goddamn reason, anytime.
Yes, but what I'm saying is, but that makes it part of the law. I mean, I'm not saying anything about that, but, the waiver was built into it. And so the waiver was signed and signed again. So it was within the law that the waiver gets signed and people say, probably not a good idea to do it now because it might piss people off. Guess what? The minute that you actually don't sign the waiver, shit kicks off. Well, maybe that's the reason that the other people signed the waiver before to avoid this shit kicking off.
The thing is, though, is this doesn't make them really any more pissed off than they always are.
But why do it now? Donald Trump could be doing so much other shit than fucking with this.
I can tell you that in my opinion, the reason he probably did it now was because the peace process, as he had brought, if you noticed, he had brought both the Israeli and the Palestinians to the White House. And what did they both do? They both basically said, well, screw you. Nothing's going to change. We're just walking out of here. The peace process had totally stalled.
Oh, but how does moving an embassy improve the situation?
Well, it does in a certain manner because it shakes up the situation.
Yeah,
it changes. Now, whether it works, I agree that it may not work, but it's an attempt to change the dynamic, an attempt to change the situation.
It may not work.
No, wait.
Let's admit the fact that it's got a higher chance of failure than it has of success.
There's not a chance. If you go into saying that you're going to have peace between the Israelis and the Palestinians, what are the chances of failure? This didn't increase it.
My thing is what is the fucking point to moving it? It's
Well,
not.
what was the point?
Change
Wait.
the dynamic. It
Yeah,
literally
no.
changed the dynamic.
Yeah, badly.
No, I wouldn't say
No, wait a minute. MC, I'm going to back you up here with historical. Look at Reagan, what he did to the communists. He pushed back when they all told him not to. And what happened? The wall came down. Maybe shaking it up and putting your cock on the table and saying, hey, fuck yeah, we're going to go to Jerusalem. What now? Maybe that'll change it up and work.
No, he just said, tear this wall down, Mr. Brezhnev. You know,
No, he didn't.
He made a few. Yeah, he did.
Refused,
That's what he said.
He refused to even see him at a meeting before that, right?
No.
Yeah,
he saw him a lot. Gorbachev and Reagan worked very closely together.
Yeah, but he also walked out on Gorbachev.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
People forget that it was at the I think the Reykjavik conference where he said, if you're not going to talk to me about this issue, I'm walking out the door, and he literally left the conference.
That's right. That's exactly what I was talking about. And that move shook it up. And that move.
But this is that was an American line.
Yeah. Yeah, and the thing is that was a totally, I mean, in terms of scenario comparison, I mean, Russia at the time was basically going through complete bankruptcy.
And, what do the Palestinians have? If the Palestinians could get a state...
No, because that's the point. Because exactly as Wolfie said, this isn't about money and stuff. This is religious. It's a religious-based conflict.
This is about, don't make that mistake. See, one of the things that
Trump is doing...
Hold on, Cabbage, because you're ignoring the fact of the amount of American money that is funneled directly to the Palestinians. Okay? And this move by Trump is a signal that says, you know what? If you guys don't start talking to us, we're going to start ratcheting up the screws, which includes we're going to stop funding you.
If we somehow moving hang on, how do you read that into moving an embassy? How the fuck do you read that into moving an embassy?
How do you read that? It's because you sit up there and did something that said, well, we're not going to listen to you. You're fine, then don't listen to us. Here's what we're going to do. The Palestinians have been talking as if the United States is an absolute, a non-factor in this discussion. No, that we have nothing to that we have nothing to bring to the table. That all we are like what Jimmy Carter did with Sadat and Begin, where he facilitated the situation. That's all the United States is good for. But the Palestinians are not in the situation that everyone thinks they are. They are paid for basically through the UN, through U.S. funding, basically through a number of different things. Believe it or not, the United States can apply a lot of monetary pressure, right, that they haven't been doing on the Palestinians, even throughout this entire Gulf War situation.
Yeah, that's fine. So, MC, I agree. Right, so you can persecute people. I mean, these people got fuck all. The reason I was saying is that they have fuck all anyway. Right, they've been under an embargo forever,
Yeah.
So the idea, no, hang on, let me fucking finish this one. This idea that it has nothing to do with religion. The battle for Israel is a religious battle, as to who has the occupation of the rock and who actually owns it. And it's not based on who has the moral high ground. It's based on religious principles.
It's not only based on a religious
They claim it.
And I've said this repeatedly. I did not say it had anything to do with religion. I said it's not the only factor. And it's not necessarily the primary factor with what's going on there either.
It is the totally primary factor.
It's definitely the primary. I'm going to side with Cabbage on that one. I'm sorry.
Okay, even if it is, all right, that is totally hypothetical. It doesn't change the dynamic that's actually existing right now, does it?
Well, it doesn't change the. Well, I mean, I don't know in terms of the dynamic.
So
I mean,
there's a consistent dynamic. What are we going to do? Just sit up there and every time the Muslims get a little upset about something, are we going to kowtow to them?
Calm down.
MC, no. The fact is that at the end of the day, it's not going to be fixed by America going in and just adding fuel to the fire by antagonizing another side. And it doesn't matter why you think they might be antagonized, whether it's because of money for whatever reason.
So let's all get on our little tiptoes because, oh my God, the little Muslim, they might get upset about something, right?
No, I'm not saying that. No, I'm just saying that you're not even recognizing it as the primary reality as to why Jerusalem is such a hot button topic for these people.
So what should we do? Just sit up there and sit back and go, okay, we understand. We've tried that for how many years now? 20?
We sure don't move an embassy. We cut off funding and we let them go.
Yeah.
You're not. Wait, but that's what I was.
Out amongst themselves.
Wait a minute. No, but that's what I was trying to say. MC's right. We send a lot of money through charities. That goes directly into Hezbollah's pocket. And cutting off those charities would be a big backlash back here domestically.
Yeah, but how the fuck has that got to do with moving an embassy? You could have cut those off anyway by just denying that.
It's one way of ratcheting up pressure.
Please. Yeah, but you're connecting totally. You're conflating stuff which is not even.
No, we're not.
You know, connected.
How the fuck?
How the fuck?
How the fuck remains the same no matter
how the fuck? MC, how the fuck is moving an embassy going to prevent funding coming into somewhere?
It's not.
You want to stop the fuck. So why are you conflating the two things?
Because you're not listening to me. What Trump is doing is he's ratcheting up the pressure on the Palestinians. This is not about how is this. This is about the Palestinians and putting pressure on
together. You're making a fucking cake.
I'm not making a cake. You're just freaking just ignoring the fact that this is something that puts pressure on the Palestinians.
Give yourself a hemorrhage.
If the Palestinians didn't want this to happen, why didn't they sit up there and start coming to the table? If the Palestinians, all right, if we got to tiptoe around the Palestinians every single way, okay?
Who says we're going to tiptoe around them? Moving an embassy does not prove a goddamn thing.
Then this is one step, and it's a very minor step to put pressure on them.
What Mad Dog said earlier about putting your dick on the table, there could have been 1,200 different ways of doing that, as opposed to this. Oh, you want me to list 1,200 ways? I don't know. Cut off the funding to Palestine.
Isn't that more drastic than moving? Isn't that more drastic than moving an embassy?
It's all drastic. It all sucks. Everything about this situation sucks. Period.
I'm fucking confused.
We're bitching about fucking moving the goddamn embassy from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem because Jesus.
Who gives a fuck?
Okay, well, first off,
Benny, who gives a fuck?
Millions of Palestinians seem to give a fuck because they're freaking out.
We're freaking out. Everyone's freaking out. Zionist Jews.
Fair enough.
Everyone is freaking out. It's not just the goddamn Muslims. And
fuck
them.
That is fair.
Seriously, I never said to tiptoe around anybody. I don't tiptoe around anybody. You really think I'm gonna fucking say that shit? Come on. But
okay, so why then would we sit up there and not have an embassy in the capital city of a foreign power?
Well, real quick,
it's not like it's gonna do fucking anything. I mean, like, it's gonna get blown up, bro.
It's gonna piss a lot of fucking people off.
Well, no. And Cabbage says, what does it prove? No other country has recognized Jerusalem as the capital of Israel, so it proves a lot. That's what it proves. It proves that we recognize Jerusalem.
It's not like he's got fucking change anything.
It changes the political dynamic in the region. It changes a lot.
How does it change?
Once you declare Jerusalem the capital.
I'm generally confused. So.
Well,
I'm generally confused.
In the region, if you declare Jerusalem the capital of Israel, then you have that. You pretty much told the Palestinians they can't have it at that point, right, MC?
Well, it's not that they can't have it; it's that you now recognize Israel's right to exist. This is something the Palestinians, even though they've made comments saying, "Oh yeah, we kind of recognize it." The one thing that they've never recognized is the Israelis having any territorial. How do I say this? I'm trying to think of the word. They have no rights to anything in Jerusalem. Period. All right. They wanted Jerusalem. They want the entire city of Jerusalem as their capital city of Palestine for the quote-unquote two-state solution. All right. When it's been offered to the Palestinians to split it to where East Jerusalem would remain the Palestinian capital and West Jerusalem would be the Israeli capital, the Palestinians walked away from the table.
Now, on
this last part, I'm just going to say I got to go. I got to bounce, but
bye, Wolf.
It's all about Jesus, and Cabbage is right. Bye, guys.
Take care, Wolfie.
Well, yeah.
Glad to hear you're okay.
I like how Benny's like, oh, Wolfshot's leaving. I'm gone. Well, fuck you too, Benny.
Yeah. Well, no, because they're going up. No, those two are going to their own room. They got a room together. Oh, you think I'm kidding? It's not the case. It always happens. Have you never noticed? The animals came in 2 by 2. Hurrah, hurrah.
All right, but no. Okay, so what if Israel said, screw that? You can have a two-state solution. You get the West Bank, and we're taking all of Jerusalem.
Oh, well, why not go back to the 1965, the agreement?
No.
Why
If
not?
no, because this is why. No, this is why. Personally, as a libertarian, they won that territory. Fuck off. They got attacked, and they fucking won. That's theirs.
So you're saying the right of conquest?
Well,
that's
damn right.
That's medieval.
You can look at it that way if
that's
you want.
Medieval shit.
You can also look at it from the standpoint, Cabbage, of when it was first, when all that stuff first came about. All right, when the UN set up there and said, "Okay, we're going to create these enclaves," it all fell apart, right? And they instantly fell into warfare. So the
Why
idea
did it
that
fall
somehow,
apart? Guess what? It was religious.
Whether it's religious or not, it still fell apart, and you end up with fighting. Okay. Why it falls apart? You can talk about why it falls apart all we want. If you're trying to end up with a peaceful situation, if you're trying to sit up there and actually try and put a stop to some of this stuff, all right, then you've got to change the dynamic.
You don't do.
This doesn't change. This did not do anything except temporarily give the Palestinians another reason to riot. That's they can't figure out other reasons to riot all the time anyway.
Well, no, like I said, I mean, it's the same thing as, like the Charlie Hebdo and, just drawing cartoons and stuff. I mean, Muslims are more than happy to riot about anything under the sun. They'll always take offense. Why? Because of their religion. There we go. Back to that again. But
do we want to make it worse? I'll pull up MS Paint and I'll draw a stick figure and call it Muhammad.
Yeah, and the thing is, it works well for you. Well, sorry, it works well for the Israelis, right? Because now they can now suppress a lot of Palestinians on the basis of the fact that they've got upset because the Americans have made a decision, right? So this really works in favor of the Israelis, because if it all goes tits up, then the Israelis could turn around and say, well, look, if the Americans hadn't done it, then, it's not our fault. We had to be so mean to the Palestinians. We can, now they're going to have to maybe fucking white phosphorus again, right? Think about it, right? Strategically, it's perfect, right? The Israelis now are going to be the suppression, right? It's not Americans suppressing the Palestinians, right? It's the Israelis having to suppress the Palestinians.
Well,
right?
Okay, first off,
if they're force on the ground, and they can, and if it all goes tits up, if they don't get what they want, if it doesn't all pan out the way that is expected, whatever the hell the plan is, I've got no idea, then they can just blame the Americans. They instigated the problem, and we had to, and we didn't overreact. We just had to, respond to the threat that was on our doorstep.
No, okay, Cabbage, seriously, you know me. I'm all for secession. When it comes to Catalonia, I support them. But you know what they didn't do? They didn't riot in the streets. You know what they are doing?
Civilized people.
You know what the Palestinians are doing?
They're rioting. Yeah, exactly.
And if the Israel people, the military, whatever, have to put them down so an innocent Israeli doesn't get bombed, then so be it.
Yeah.
That's their country. Who am I to say otherwise? I don't buy into this.
Exactly, but that's what I'm saying. But as we said, that none of it would have happened had that embassy not been put in place. But it gives gives Israel an awfully good opportunity
to go
in and start bulldozing.
That's been happening off and on repeatedly, whether the embassy was there or not.
Yes, that's right. But now it's
okay. So to say that it would not have happened in this case is just nonsense.
Quiet down, for goodness' sake! Holy shit! I'm saying it gives them an additional opportunity with, a plausible deniability at the end of it, and saying, well, they caused it, right? So it's just adding fuel to the fire. It's adding an extra opportunity by which to do it. Now, the idea that you can say, no.
You've had your say, and you've gone and pontificated long enough.
No, you've had your say extremely fucking loud and repeatedly.
It's time for you to be quiet a little bit now,
Yeah, what do you mean? I went and made a fucking cup of tea and came back again, and you were still screaming like some fucking.
You're full of crap. And
no, I'm not.
All right, because they can watch how many times I shut up.
Yeah, right.
The reality is,
once you get on one of these
situation
things,
isn't any different than it was before.
No, it's not.
The Palestinians would sit up there and come up with every excuse that they come up with now.
Yes.
Right. And this one adds nothing more, nothing less to what they're going to complain about.
Yes, it does.
It is. They're going to complain about it anyway.
No.
If you're looking at a two-state solution somewhere down the line, all right, you're going to have to come to the conclusion that you have to accept that the Israeli capital, right? If you're really interested in a two-state solution, then you have to sit up there and agree that the Israeli capital is going to be Jerusalem. All right,
MC,
you have to accept
I will agree with you on one thing only, right? If you can say that you think that today, that those riots would have happened whether America had made its decision or not, would they have happened today? Because you're saying it made no difference. Now, those things may have happened, like there would have been riots at some point, right? Because they always happen. I agree with you on that one. But the ones that happened today is a direct response to something. These are not, it's not like you can say, well, it could have happened, may have happened, should have happened, right? But it did happen. No, shut up.
It's a direct response to the U.S. It's a direct response to the U.S. putting pressure on them.
No, bollocks.
Now, we could have stood up there and put pressure in a lot of different ways, and the result would have been exactly the same thing.
No, you're not answering the fucking question. I said, would it have happened on that day had that not happened? No, it happened on that day. Do you know that there were plans to have a riot on that day?
Would it have happened on this day if instead of putting the capital there, we said, well, we're cutting off funding to Hezbollah?
Exactly. That could have been done too. But I'm saying that you're saying no, because no, wait.
Just the fact,
no, because you're not fucking listening.
The fact of moving the embassy. Now, whether anybody wants to admit this or not, if you're talking about
this is the whole point. You could say something every single day.
Look, Cabbage, whether you like it or not,
you can say something every single day, and it will have a direct effect.
If you're going for a two-state solution, Cabbage, somewhere down the line, in the future, if you're going for a two-state solution,
we're not talking about two states.
If you're talking about, you want to take a look at everything in the short term. Now, you know as well as I do.
You're talking about a two-state solution, not me. I'm talking about the embassy specifically and what's going on. No, I mean, that's a separate issue. No, it's a totally separate issue.
Well, no, it is all the same issue. You want to sit there and say that it's a separate, minor, isolated thing, and it's not.
It is a subset of the overall politics of the Middle East. Look, if you want to put it that way, then you have to include it. Right, then fine. Let's include it into the whole Middle East. Right, fine. How about the whole Middle East?
If you want to say it's at some point in time, you are going to have to move the embassies. Everyone's going to have to recognize that Jerusalem is the capital of Israel.
There is no obligation to do it. There's absolutely no obligation to do it whatsoever. And you still you're conflating. Like I said, this has got nothing to do. Like I said, if you want to say, look,
we have no obligation to Palestinians at all.
No, for fuck's sake.
Do we? Does the United States have any obligation to the Palestinians in any way, shape, or form?
I don't understand how you do bring up the most bizarre fucking questions.
You're the one who mentioned
totally irrelevant to what is being said.
You just made the point about our obligations here. So what's our obligation? What is the United States' obligation to the Palestinians?
Now, hang on. I didn't say anything about obligations. You don't stick words in my mouth.
No, I did. You need to sit up there and go back and listen to it.
No.
You did bring it up. I wouldn't have brought it up.
Didn't say anything about American obligations. Certainly not in the seconds that you suddenly grasped upon it.
Why would I?
I don't know, because you hear things.
Yourself when you say things, dude.
No, I am. No, the thing that I've been saying is that this is a specific topic. Like you could say, right? No, you can conflate things if you want to, right? You can say, oh well, it's part of this particular. Now it's suddenly part of a two-state solution. Now it's suddenly part of the. No, hang on.
As a separate little event.
Shut up. Maybe you can then say, well, it's all part.
If you want to accuse me of things, then tell me what
part of the grander Middle Eastern.
What I'm saying.
You see, no, what you're saying is that you won't fucking hear anything. Yeah, fine. Then you can say, right? I'm going to keep going back to what I was saying until you fucking hear it. Of course, you only
said it like 65 times.
Right, of course I will. Yeah. Well, no, I haven't. I haven't been able to because you won't actually fucking let me say what I'm trying to say. Right? If you shut up for a fucking second, you might actually understand what it is I'm saying, and then you could actually respond to what I'm saying rather than making all these convoluted fucking diatribes. How about that for a change? You fancy that? You want to give that a try?
I'm waiting for a new point from you because you
the idea. No, exactly. You see, but you won't let me because every fucking time you can't shut up. You bring in this argument about suddenly it's about a two-state solution. It isn't. It's about the embassy, right? That has nothing to do with a two-state solution. In this specific issue with the waiver, right? Now you can say that will contribute to the two-state solution. It will be a contributing factor, possibly, to a two-state solution, but it is not about the two-state solution. There was nothing mentioned by Trump that was even indicating that he was considering the two-state solution, right? So then, I mean, if you want to then say that this is about the two-state solution, then you've got to broaden it out and say that it's about the entire Middle Eastern conflict, because that's about the Islamics and about the, Israel. I mean, you could turn it into a democratic argument if you want to. I mean, how do you want to do it? But the point is, this is about America not America, Donald Trump failing to sign a particular document or not signing a particular document, which has instituted a particular action, which has caused a direct response. Now, you can say, well, they riot anyway. They riot anytime. Yes, they will. But you give them more opportunities to riot, then they will. So you could do something every day and they'll keep on rioting. But the idea that not doing it, that somehow they'd have been doing it anyway, they'd just be rioting for no apparent reason, is nonsense.
Yeah, but okay, so Cabbage.
All right, Cabbage.
No, wait.
I'll let you finish the same thing that you said 16 times. All right,
well,
but you
can't hear it
as if it's in a microscope, as if it's just a single event. Okay, here's the issue: in a two-state solution, if you're looking at a two-state solution, everyone's going to have to recognize the fact that Jerusalem, all right, is the capital of Israel. Other nations are going to have to recognize that. And what my point is very simple. Whether the United States does it today, whether the United States does it tomorrow, whether they do it 15 years from now, okay, you're still going to get the same kind of riots. Period.
Yes,
so in other words, the same thing that you're bitching about, if you're going to actually try and move a peace process forward, which is something that Donald Trump did mention. It's not the only thing that Donald Trump mentioned, because there's also, frankly, there's also politics in the United States that have nothing to do with the Middle East that Trump is also utilizing in this case, because he's saying, I fulfilled another promise. All right. So there's American politics involved in this as well. If you want to argue that indication, that's fine. But if you're going to look at it from a world policy and how we're dealing with the situation in Palestine, this actually is not as much of a negative effect as everyone claims it is. Why? Because it was going to happen at some point anyway.
No, that's the reason for the waiver. And the point was that the waiver was meant to be not signed at a time when it was, there was a degree of stability. The point is, hang on, right?
A good time for that.
Well, how do you know? You don't know that because
we waited 20 years.
You don't know, but you don't know what the future's going to bring. But the point is that the waiver was attached to it. Now, the thing is, are you telling me that had that waiver actually been signed, that there would have been rioting on that particular day?
Are you going to tell me 6 months from now, if the waiver hadn't been signed, there wouldn't have been riots then?
No, I'm just saying. But this is a particular waiver.
What about 20 years from now? We gave it 20 years.
Yeah, but the point is, that do you think
and nothing is ever good enough? You might as well pull the Band-Aid off now.
Hang on a second. How many times during the waiver signing have there been riots on the day that the waiver was signed?
So what?
How many times?
No, Cabbage. No, this is when I finally have to talk if I'm not roboting. No, dude, that's ridiculous. We passed it in 95. I was 11 years old. We're talking about more than 20 years. I'm 33.
Yep.
That was 22 years ago.
Yeah, they're slow learners. We understand that.
No, yeah, well, we're slow learners for the EU. Maybe you should prop them up another 22 years.
No, I'm saying that they're slow learners. You know, the Muslims, right? They can't seem to get their shit together. And so...
neither can the Germans. Neither can the Germans. My best German friend on YouTube is a goddamn commie. Like, they don't seem to learn either.
National Socialists. Just communist by another name.
Hey, Welshmere stories. And I actually tried to say the first part of that. If you actually watch this later, I'm kidding. I like you, man. But you are a commie. But it's ridiculous. No.
Oh, you mean the guy with the head with the The astronaut suit on, the
Yeah, yeah.
2010
Yep.
Space Odyssey. Yeah. Okay, yeah. No, yeah, I like him. He's a good guy, but he's a commie. You're absolutely right.
No, but you're ridiculous. It was time to move the embassy. Um, Now once the U.S. recognizes Jerusalem as the capital, which we have, how long do you think it'll take before other countries do so, or do you think they're
No.
going to have their thumb up their ass?
Well, the thing is, right? You could still recognize Jerusalem as the capital, but not have your embassy there. I mean, you could still recognize it as the capital. There's nothing to say that you have to have, like the moving of the embassy is not the recognition of the capital, by the way. Just so you know.
Do we have an embassy somewhere else in another country where we don't have an embassy in the capital?
No, but there's nothing to stop it
Okay, so
being
there's nothing
recognized
to
as the
stop it.
capital without an embassy.
This is what
No, I'm
US
saying no. I'm
leadership-
just saying that the embassy is not intrinsically required in order to
No, I
identify
agree
that
with
place
you
as the
You're
capital.
right about that. You are correct about that. There's nothing intrinsically available with that. But at the same time, Mad Dodge is right in that it's kind of a slight not to have your embassy in their capital.
Yeah, but it's not a slight to America because they're not being rejected from being allowed it.
No,
it's
it's
just
a slight
they're
to the foreign
choosing
country.
not to do it.
It's a slight to whatever country that is allowing it.
Does America have an embassy in Palestine?
There is no Palestinian state.
Yeah, exactly. Palestine doesn't exist. Just
Well,
like
it does according to the UN.
Well, the Confederate States didn't exist for most of the world. I would argue they did. That's the same sort of argument with Palestine, right?
Well, it's that one is a very international, confusing one because of the declaration, Balfour Declaration. I mean, Israel is technically not accepted as a full nation status. It's in a weird.
No. Israel in the UN has full nation status. Palestine does not.
Well, it does have a seat in the UN, doesn't it?
They're just like Washington D.C. has technically a representative, but not
Palestine
really
is recognized by the UN. Palestine is recognized by the UN because it had to be because of the Balfour Declaration. Because the land was taken away from Palestine, the land had to be signed over in order for it to be.
The UN did not recognize the Palestinian Authority until 1980, 1990.
Yeah, but they recognized the region. I think that's what they called it, right? It was a region. They wouldn't say nation, they say region.
The whole Balfour Declaration, and while that was going on, had nothing to do with the UN to begin with. That was just something that you guys in you British people and the French came up with.
No, it was. No, it's part of that went through the UN. I mean, it had gone from the League of Nations. It was moving into the UN. That was part of, and that declaration was to allocate the land for the reassimilation
they created
of the Judeo people.
Well, they created pockets of Israeli settlers and pockets of Palestinians. And guess what? As soon as the UN pulled its troops out of those border areas, the Palestinians, or not really the Palestinians, because it wasn't the Palestinians.
Well, apparently there's no such thing.
Arab nations around there attacked to try and seize that entire region. And the Palestinians, as each Arab neighbor came in and attacked, the Palestinians gave those Arabs support. Unfortunately for them, they were all jealous of one another. So when Egypt attacked, Iraq and Jordan didn't, and vice versa. So they basically all sat back, all right, eyeing each other more than the Israelis, which allowed the Israelis to defeat them in detail. All right.
They were playing Game of Thrones. They were trying to weaken each other so that after the end
because
of it,
everyone wanted the prize, Jerusalem.
Yeah, but also they wanted to weaken their neighbors so that they could.
They were willing to fight each other, Muslims fighting Muslims. All right.
Oh, yeah, they've always done that.
Which is not religious for the city of Jerusalem.
Oh no, it is. There's still religion behind it because there's different groups. You've got Sunnis and Shias, and you've got
you're right. You're right.
And...
There is an aspect of religion behind it. You're correct about that. But the idea that the United States, all right, that in this situation, all right, should just sit back and wait and wait and wait. What you're starting to see finally is the United States saying, you know what, it's time to shit or get off the pot. We're tired of the rest of the world. And I think I speak for a lot of Americans when I say this. We are tired of the rest of the world constantly kibitzing about the United States doing this wrong, doing it wrong that way. No matter which president we have, no matter which foreign policy we have, all we do is get carped on about what we're not doing in the rest of the world and how bad we are no matter what the hell we do. We had the apologizer in chief walk around the world, and all we still heard, right, was constant complaining about how bad the United States was. Okay, so if you want us to lead, you're seeing U.S. leadership. Now, you may not like some of that stuff. You may kibitz about us. Well, now is not the time. Well, there never would be a good time. We've waited 20 years for there to be a quote-unquote proper time. When was that going to happen? Any time in the foreseeable future? No. So you might as well pull the Band-Aid off and get it over with.
Well, yeah, but I mean, there is no. You see, it's an oozing wound. I mean, you're taking it. You're not healing anything. Taking it off because it's festering. You know, I don't understand what you think you're going to be curing, especially by moving an embassy. I don't understand what it is that you think that this is going to do.
If nothing else, it forces the Palestinians to come to terms with the fact that we are going to recognize Jerusalem as the capital of Israel. That's something that the Palestinians have yet to reconcile with themselves.
Yeah, but they still classify it as their capital too.
I understand that. They're going to have to come to terms with the fact that they're not going to get it.
Yeah, but it can be. Why can't it be theirs too?
It could be. It was offered to them. They turned that down.
Well, I mean, what, the two states?
East Jerusalem, in certain peace talks, I think it was during Clinton administration, they had the Palestinians were willing. They gave the Palestinians. They offered to give them East Jerusalem as their capital city and West Jerusalem as the Israeli capital city. And Yasser Arafat walked away.
I'm still not sure how that applies to an embassy moving. I'm still confused about how this embassy move is something that's a major.
Why are they upset about the United States moving an embassy? Why would they get upset about
that? Well, I have no idea what the Palestinians get upset about. They get like we said earlier on, they get upset about everything.
You knew they were going to get upset us. You knew what they were going to get upset about us doing it. So you have to know why they're going to be upset. The reason they're going to be upset is because this is another recognition that the Jerusalem is the capital of Israel, and they didn't want it.
Yeah, and well, I'm not sure how it helps in any way. I just don't. I cannot get how this contributes to anything. I mean, like people wouldn't know that this was going to create another, another major schism.
Yeah.
I mean, especially if you want to go for a two-state solution. I mean, they couldn't have driven a better wedge between the two sides. Hey, seems totally counterproductive. I mean, maybe that's it. Maybe they're doing a bluff, double bluff or something. I don't know. But I can't see how this works out in anyone's favor.
The reality is that the palace. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Red.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just setting my shit up.
Hey, Beard.
No.
How you doing, man?
I want to ask a quick question. My mic's still okay. I've been muted for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Doing good, actually.
Yeah, good, right. Yeah.
All right. Awesome. So, great. So, no, wouldn't the real root of all this evil be the breakup of the Ottoman Empire after the First World War? Should they not have set up a Israeli state? What was that really necessary?
Saying. That was a Balfour, but that's the Balfour Declaration that I was referring to earlier.
If you go back to the time period where you had the Ottoman Empire, right? Now you got to remember the Ottomans are not Arabs; they're Turks, right? It's a different
and they
language.
don't like Armenians.
Well, they didn't like they don't really like the Arabs either, and the Arabs don't really like them either. Okay, so the thing is at that time there wasn't a lot of Israelis, all right, living in those areas, all right. It was the Zionist movement in the late 1800s to the early 1900s that started pushing massive amounts of Jewish immigration into that region. When the British were controlling that area, because while the British were in control of that area, for the most part, it was stable. Okay, so you have a massive influx of Jews going to Israel. Right now, this is even further magnified, all right, because of the Nazis in World War II. All right, and then after the fact.
I mean, unless you're like a chicken guy.
What? Chicken guy?
Oh yeah.
We're hearing
Wait,
your
so
background, Red.
What?
So-
What is this?
no, I have a theory. Benjamin Netanyahu is the chicken guy. No Netanyahu as the chicken
No.
guy.
No takers.
Oh damn.
Okay. Anyway, hey, Redbeard, I muted you so the background crosstalk wasn't live. But you end up with after World War II, there's mass immigration by Jews from Europe into Israel, into what is now Israel, right? And this was quote unquote the region everyone talks about as Palestine, and it was considered Palestine because it was part of the British Empire, and that's what the British Empire called it.
Well, no, it's also the name that they, that was there, and they adopted it. I mean, before that, it was Canaan, right? Remember that? I mean, in biblical times, it was Canaan.
I think it goes clear back to it could go clear back to the Roman times.
So you want to blame it all on religion, and then you go back and call it Canaan. Who sacked Canaan? There, Cabbage. Who killed Canaan and took it? The Israelites or whatever, however you want to call it. I've had a couple beers, but the Israelis took Canaan and sacked it. So isn't it just history repeating itself? No, everybody went silent.
Obviously, it is history repeating itself. Redbeard, if you want to get back in, you just unmute yourself. But no, I mean, these things. This is how the region was set up. I mean, I understand what you're saying, Cabbage, that there wouldn't be rioting going on right now if we hadn't moved the embassy. But my point is very simple. There would be rioting no matter when we move the embassy. And if you're going to work toward a two-state solution, all right, there has to be a recognition by the Palestinians that that two-state solution is going to include Jerusalem as the capital of Israel, because it's not going to happen.
What they should have done then? You know what they should have done then is created an American embassy that straddled the borders. I mean, wouldn't that have been such a
What this to straddle the border between the East Jerusalem and West Jerusalem? Is that what you're asking? Because right now, I mean, where would you actually draw the line? That becomes the question. Now it seems like I'm talking to myself. I lost Cabbage.
Oh, yeah, Cabbage is who you were talking to. I have to remember to stand back away from this mic. I think that's part of my problem. But no, I really, seriously, it's like history repeating itself. And then we get mad when Israel wins. Didn't they win the last time, Redbeard? Unmute yourself. Come back. I'm sure you could rail against the Zionist Netanyahu.
Hi, voice. How's it going?
Oh, yeah. Here's somebody else who probably hates Netanyahu. What's up, voice? Oh, dude, you are way quiet.
Oops, we lost voice.
But you know what?
Back,
to be honest, I never really hated Netanyahu. I kind of think he knows what he's talking about over there because he lives it, right? He could see the missiles from his mansion, unlike Donald Trump. Isn't that, though, something to be said for the guy who sees the missiles?
They are being targeted. The Iron Dome missile system has changed some of the dynamics. Because the Iron Dome is meant to basically knock down these Katyushas. So I don't think that the mass waves of Katyushas that they had sent before, where they'd send like 15 or 20 a day. I don't think that they had the capability of doing that anymore. Now, you were asking, can't the Palestinians, overwhelm the system with, just massive missile strikes? In order to do that, think of the logistics involved. If you're going to send 300 or 400 of those a day, right, for like a 7-day period, right? 300 a day, you're talking about 2,000 missiles. And you've got to be able to say, okay, we're going to keep these missiles quiet as we build up the supply, all right, as to where they are that entire time. That's not easy to do. It's one thing to hide 1 or 2 in a house. It's another thing to hide literally hundreds of thousands of them.
You're still a little bit broken up. You're a little bit broken up. But what about the...
Speak, voice.
What about now? Can you hear me now?
We can, but there's a bad echo, I think.
Ah, motherfucker. Fucking Jews.
No, okay, it sounds better now. I'm not hearing an echo. Are you hearing an echo, Mad Dodge?
No, I think he's good. I'm handing out candy to the kids to keep them quiet.
Oh, that's a good idea. Get a sugar rush. That'll keep them quiet. Okay, voice, it's your turn to jump in.
I'm guessing the subject is the new headquarters in Jerusalem.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about, and then we went into some history about how Israel became, and I really don't know why anybody's surprised about the crackdown. Israel's always been kind of bloodthirsty, right? They took the land in the Bible by force, and they murdered everybody. Have you read that shit? Because I read it.
I think it's. I think the Jews should just kill off the Palestinians and be done with it. I mean, I hate this. It was the same thing in Vietnam and the Middle East with America. Stop doing things fucking halfways. Just go and fucking do it and be done with it, and no more problem. Yes.
Well,
so
no,
basically, what you're doing is you're calling for a genocide of the Palestinian people in Israel.
Yeah,
is that what you're saying?
Well, what I want is I'm
advocating for that.
If there's going to be a 2-state solution, let's figure it out. And really, what's going to happen if they separated Jerusalem? Does anybody here think that will end well? Because I sure as hell don't.
Listen, they've been trying since what, 1969 for a two-state option, and it hasn't fucking worked. Someone has to kill the other and be done with it. That's the way the world works.
Well, voice, I was going to talk about the IRA as an example of how the Palestinians might be able to overwhelm the system. They could do car bombs. They could send their regular bazooka rounds and all that. But really, what I want to ask, didn't they split? Was it Belfast they split in half? How well did that work out?
No. When you're coming to the original IRA, and I mean the original IRA back from 1912, that IRA wanted Southern Ireland, and they won. They got Southern Ireland. The IRA that came during the troubles of the 70s was nothing more than a terrorist organization and criminal organization. That's why they had lost. Now, there is still some hatred in Belfast, but again, that comes down to the whole city place and you city folk fucking things up. But there'll always be that sort of disagreement in places of big cities. But when it comes to the Palestine Jewish issue, that's one country. Someone needs to kill the other off, and then there'll be peace. They can have done it for like 40 years now, got nowhere. They could continue it for another 40 years. Someone just take the fucking initiative and be done with it. Period.
Well, I don't want to argue in favor of violating the non-aggression principle. But when somebody fires missiles at you for decades, sooner or later, you have the right to fight back.
I have to say this from Starship Troopers: blatant force has fixed more problems in history than any other thing. So get on with it and be done with it.
But they're not going to, because one, that put their position in the UN at risk. They're go ahead, Cabbage.
I was going to say,
Fuck the UN.
Yeah, but the thing is, Voice, you were saying about 40 years to do something. Well, the island conflict, the breakup of Northern Ireland and everything, that went on for more than 40 years.
No, Northern Ireland has been Northern Ireland for almost 300 years. It was the South, that was taken by the British, and the Irish won it back.
Yes, and that's what I'm saying. It's been going on for a lot longer than 40 years, right? Right, let alone the conflict that went on, between the Protestants and the Catholics within, Northern Ireland itself.
Yes, but that was a terrorist campaign. That wasn't. That's sort of hard to. It's you can't compare.
Well, I don't know. Come on, mate.
No,
you were supplying the arms to the IRA. It was coming through the South, wasn't it? And a lot of it was funded by America, actually.
And
the Boston people, remember?
It was funded by Libya. All the guns were coming from there.
Yeah, and it was, but the money was coming from the East Coast. A lot of it out of Boston.
Yeah, from fucking Americans.
Yep. Funding terrorists.
Bastards.
But in this case, it was not the government that was funding it. It was actually citizens.
We don't know that.
Well, the Kennedys were meant to have been involved, so it could well be that there were politicians involved. I mean, maybe not officially, but certainly through back channels.
Fucking Clinton. Well, she is the right age. She could have been involved.
I don't think that we had much struck in that regard. There were a number of pubs in Boston, however, that did run quote unquote charity screens and charity events that funneled money directly into the IRA. That's true.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll be serious now. When I was saying tell everybody, that was just me being a shit poster. But in a serious matter, when it, I
said being obtuse.
I've read a dictionary. Good for you.
Oh,
nice.
You know what? No, you know what? I thought that I could respect you enough to use a word. Yeah, and now you're telling me that you're actually fucking stupid, and I should never treat you like an adult.
Well, you're English and he's Irish.
I'm gonna get fucking sock puppets from now on. I'll treat you like the child you want me to treat you like.
Is that racist, Cabbage? Is that because are the puppets gonna be made out of potatoes? Is that what's going on?
Damn it! You spoiled the surprise, you bastard.
No, seriously, when it comes to Palestine, Jerusalem, the problem is it's religious. Again, it comes down to religion because three major groups, Christians, Jews, and Muslims, all think that piece of dirt is theirs, and that's the problem.
Exactly. Wolf was saying this earlier on. And
you won't solve anything in that region, just like you won't solve anything in the Middle East until you deal with the religion.
Yeah.
Now, honestly, I think the best thing we do is nuke Mecca, and then no one can have it. No, think about it. When you have two children fighting over a toy, you take the toy away.
But you do realize that what you just said there is effectively Megiddo and the last days. Nuke Mecca, and you know what I mean. It's gonna be
well, no,
it's the rapture.
I would like. Wait a minute. As a parent, I want to go to that analogy. When I take the toy away, both kids freak out and throw a fit at me. So the same analogy goes back to them.
Well, you see, the reason your kids have a go at you is because you're not beating them. They don't respect you. Bring the pain, Mod. Bring the pain.
Yeah.
I better move over to Ireland then, because they don't put up with that shit in Oregon.
Get yourself a switch. Go out and cut yourself a switch.
Or start putting, rum in their apple juice before they go to bed.
Well, actually, that might be an idea. That's a waste of rum. What am I saying? No.
I gotta say, when we were sick, my parents used to put brandy in the milk.
Well,
that would get you off then.
That explains a lot.
In milk, though, Cabbage?
It does.
That sounds like a throw up waiting to happen.
No, warm milk with brandy in it. Try it. It's really nice.
No, you're gonna be telling people to sit up there, just take it out of the nipple.
Hey, actually, I used to put it into a bottle. I'm kidding.
Oh, those poor neglected baby cabbages.
Oh no, totally undeglected. We're getting brandy, fuck's sake. Jesus, royalty.
Explains the smell, doesn't it?
Well, no, and I'm still a little bitter that you guys won't let me come claim my ancestral castle. That's not okay with me. I'm gonna storm it. What if I storm it with my militia and I come take my castle? How will that work out?
Well, you'll be on
guess
YouTube.
we're talking about that.
I guarantee it'll get a hell of a lot of hits.
It'd be like the Monty Python, the Holy Grail.
Cabbage will be the French soldier stomping on the wall.
I wave my private parts in your general direction. Your father was a hamster and your mother smelt of elderberries. Now go away, you silly knickets.
No, it will make Tigerson. We'll make Tigerson fucking famous. He'll be the one I'll let interview me as I take the castle, and I'm sitting on my throne. It'll be great.
But he filmed with the doc. I can just see Tigerson's documentary. Here he goes.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's gotta hurt.
And the throne will be an upturned fucking bucket. That'll be the throne.
And you'll have
It'll be a waste paper basket.
You have a large faction of SJW standing over to the side, and their communist teachers going, "Stop the colonization! Stop the colonization!"
Bloody peasants!
Imperialism down with it.
No, the throne will be made out of melted beer kegs.
You see, you guys, you invited the arts fella on, and it went from serious talk to shit show. My work here is done.
Yeah, right.
It went shit show way earlier on when MC had the fucking hemorrhage.
Wait, when did he have a hemorrhage?
I have never had a hemorrhage. Just
he had several occasions.
Can't face reality.
Oh, I can face reality. They're like, oh, plenty of it. Oh, you're gonna go back somewhere. Yeah.
Well, no, we can go back to the embassy thing and argue about that some more, or we can talk about how stupid the YouTube rewind thing was. How stupid was that?
I don't know about that. What is it? I don't know.
Oh, they showed a cheesy music video with a bunch of YouTubers. Only like 3 people you would know. I think like Philip DeFranco, and who the fucking knows else.
What was the purpose of it?
A collection of people of color holding hands and sucking each other's dicks.
And that didn't get flagged? Holy shit.
No, Cabbage is right. What was the purpose? What was the purpose of the rewind?
Who the fuck knows? Another YouTube fucking promo? I don't know.
Well, promoting the thing that everyone's on in order to see it. And why do you need to promote something on the very thing that people are using to see it? That's kind of retarded. That'd be like the BBC advertising itself on the BBC.
You mean like Monday and Matt?
Oh, please.
Jesus Christ, that's one fella by that winds me up. I mean, he's a nice enough fella, but fuck me, every video. Welcome to the Monday and Matt channel. I'm Monday and Matt. Yeah, I didn't fucking know that when I clicked on the video saying Monday and Matt. I didn't know that when I checked out your channel that said Monday and fucking Matt. I mean,
Wait a minute, though. I'm like, hey, welcome to Mad Dodge Productions.
That's true.
Live stream.
He does say it. He's retarded too.
You dick.
Yes, but you're not a shameless self-promoter like he is. I mean, as soon as he's done with that, it's a fucking advert. And that's one thing I'll say here. I support YouTube's Oddpocalypse. I really do. Because hopefully it'll send these fucking cunts like Monty and Matt and Roman Millennial and Amazing Atheist, all who are now fucking shilling. Oh, look, watch my channel, but before you get to watch my video, here, listen to this person I'm sponsored by. Fuck off, you disingenuous cunts.
Oh, so if I ever hit 1,000 and I take a sponsorship, I'm gonna have the voice of one bitching at me in Discord. That's what's gonna happen.
Well, it depends on but it depends on how you do it. You see, you can be promoted, but you can do it in a funny way.
No, I will rip your fucking shit apart. No, when someone starts taking a sponsor, you can't believe a word they say because you don't know what is the sponsor saying and what they're saying. So no.
I don't know. I think it's a bit harsh.
It's different.
I mean, if the topic's nothing to do with firearms, but you're being sponsored by a firearms person, then
it doesn't matter because I don't know at what point in time you might say it might only be a sentence in some random video. I'm hearing an echo.
Yeah, it's not me.
Hang on.
It's you. You're echoing it yourself again.
I'm not echoing. I don't hear it now.
Well,
do you hear it now? It's not
I have headphones on, so I'm good on my end.
Me too.
So do I.
But Redbeard, if you're listening, come back in, dude. You were only muted because somebody was talking to you. That's all.
I thought, Redbeard didn't say anything. I thought he was going to get into it. I like Redbeard. He doesn't like me much, though.
Who does?
Well, fair enough. I'm not too keen on myself, to be honest. If I'm really honest about it.
Yeah, it's okay. We love you, really.
Yeah. Well, save your sympathies.
I like I like cabbage. Cabbage is cool.
Actually,
no, but okay.
The first thing I'm going to do when Cabbage dies is I'm going to go to his grave and I'm actually going to plant a cabbage.
I wish you would. Well, actually, the thing is, when I die, my plan is to actually have a tree. I want to be buried in a biodegradable coffin and have a tree planted above it. So I'm going to be recycled.
Wrap you in cabbage leaves and toss you in the ground.
Why not? I'm done with the shell.
No, but everybody
coffins are made of wood cabbage. They're already biodegradable.
No, but everybody just listen.
Yeah, but this show
tree. No, by tree he means marijuana plant. Have you seen how high? That's his plan.
Right.
I hadn't thought of that, but that's a distinct possibility now that you mention it. I have to have my body shipped over to somewhere in, I don't know, Oregon or somewhere.
Hey, I got your back, dude.
Anyone want to grow me?
Your state.
Yeah, you can grow me. I'll become a grow bag.
That's right. Here's my cabbage plant.
When he says he'll be the executor of your estate, basically he's just going to rewrite your will.
Well,
but the thing is, I wouldn't trust him with my dead body. He'd probably fuck it or something, sick bastard.
Oh.
Yeah, but it could be the Cabbage Express.
Dude, that's not all right. No. That's not all right. That definitely violates the non-aggression principle. Like, not gonna happen.
But who would ever know?
But no, if we want to turn
it now, you're thinking about it.
No, let's turn this a little more lighthearted. So Quentin Tarantino might do a Star Trek movie.
Yeah.
Could we see? No, but could we see Pulp Fiction in space?
Aren't you watching a poor Pulp Fiction in space right now with Discovery?
Well done, MC. That was very, very good. Oh.
Yeah. Oh, the Orville.
That is actually a pretty good description of fucking the STD.
Yeah, it is. It's fucking disgraceful, that Discovery. It's been bad from the beginning, and in actual fact, it started badly, and it didn't improve. It just went worse. And the thing is, I don't understand why anyone thought it was a good idea to make the Klingon like everything subtitled. What? Who had that idea? That person should be round up and shot.
Some fucking middle-class millennial who likes watching black and white French films and subtitles.
Well, doing it once for one episode, maybe two, would have been fine.
Yeah, or
But
mix it. Mix it a little bit.
Yes.
All right, well, no, let me be the nerd here. And literally, Quentin Tarantino said his favorite Star Trek episode is the one where it's Tomorrow's Never Gone or Tomorrow's Past, something like that. So the Enterprise goes back and they change something in the timeline.
Oh yeah, the time shift. Yeah, he was really preoccupied with that. Yeah.
Yeah, no, and somehow the Klingon Empire and the Federation were in a 100-year war, and the Federation was losing. Everything was wrong. The only person who knew was Ghana, Whoopi Goldberg.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how it all got fixed in the end.
Yeah, by the way, I would like to also put this just in the record that I don't think Whoopi Goldberg should ever have been in anything to do with Star Trek.
And I would like to say it's Guinan, not Ghana.
Okay, thank you.
Don't care what it is. It's a space monkey.
I actually didn't think that character was all that outrageous. It could have been better.
She wasn't even there all that often, to be honest.
Well, I do see the point of it, because remember, Captain Picard can't go to anybody to share his own insecurities. So it was nice to see him at least being able to go to someone like Guinan.
And it was a bartender. I mean, come on, who can't?
Yeah, but I mean, come on. That? But how brazen?
The best scene with Guinan was the time when Riker tried to show Will Wheaton's character how to chop up a woman. I thought that was hilarious.
Yeah, but the thing is, though, if that's his thought, couldn't he do a parallel dimension movie or whatever, parallel universe, better than JJ ever did? I think if that's his imprint, his base that he's going to go off of, I think he'll do great. It's Quentin Tarantino. Fuck.
Yeah, but this is the thing.
Tarantino.
I think Quentin Tarantino could do a good space TV show. I just don't understand why he's got to use Star Trek. Right? He could actually create, a different, like you say, a different dimension, a different, a whole. He could create his entire, a new one.
Yes, but
he could be the next Gene Roddenberry, but slasher version.
No, unfortunately, this is a problem. Star Trek doesn't work as a aria thing. It doesn't work like that. If you make an film and it's just fuck you nigger, and Mr. Pink comes up the ass of Mr. Mustard, that's not how Star Trek works. You can't make an R-rated Star Trek, because then it wouldn't be Star Trek.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, well, it already has.
If it's not going to be that, then Quentin Tarantino's not going to bring anything into it.
Like I said, STD is not Star Trek.
It is Star Trek. It has a name. We have to accept it.
It's a franchise.
I tell you, I'll go outside.
It's the bastard child.
No. Listen.
I'll go outside and talk to fuck. Bastard.
Well, fuck. Okay. Well, anyway, let the grown man talk. No. Okay, dude. It's happened. It's just like we have to accept Disney as being Star Wars now. You have to accept it. Get over it. Yeah, you do. Put on your big boy pants and accept it. And Zero Cool, if you want to jump in, I'd love it if you did. I'll throw the link out in the chat for all I care. But Tasha Yar better than Worf? Bite me, dude. No way. Worf is a way better character than Tasha motherfucking Yar. I was so happy That was Zero Cool who said that, and I was so happy when that fucking black blob killed her that you don't even know.
It didn't kill her soon enough.
I know,
really
right?
didn't kill. Episode 3 should have been the death of Tasha Yar.
I fucking hated that short-haired bitch.
The misogyny on this stream, the misogyny and sexism, I'm so triggered.
I'm feeling actually quite impressed.
Misogyny. She was, first of
Oh,
all,
I did say short-haired bitch.
okay. Well, I mean,
hey, I said space monkey.
She was there for eye candy only, which they already had. Counselor Troy. All right, she was a horrible actress.
Yeah, and what fucking purpose did she ever? Oh, I think we might be in trouble while everything's exploding around it. What the fucking hell? I mean, the ultimate social justice moron that could ever exist in space.
Hang on, MC. Did you actually say that Deanna Troy was sexed?
I said that she was there for eye candy. I did not.
Exactly. She served no other purpose. Exactly. I mean, what purpose would you need her for?
What purpose?
She just wants to sit there and talk about your feels.
I understand that, but what purpose did frickin' Tasha Yar play? She was a horrible actress.
No, I mean, most of them don't. No, exactly.
Actress.
Oh, wait, you know what her whole point was? That stupid drug fucking episode they did in the first season. Oh, where drugs are bad. Many people on my planet did drugs just to escape. Fuck you, Tasha Yar. Go take your 80s shit and shove it up your dare ass. I'm sorry. Fuck that bitch.
Go back and let Daddy spank her a few more times. Is that what you're looking for?
Yeah.
The belt,
yeah,
Daddy, with the belt.
Like, you know what? If I was at a convention, I would walk past her booth, even if she was giving free autographs. I'm going to war.
Yeah, but would you fart as you passed?
Yeah, a nice cabbage fart too. I'd make it real good.
Yeah. Guinness, cabbage, and eggs. That's what you need.
In fact, that's a good idea. Just walk past her little table, set a cabbage down, and walk off.
No, I really don't like Tasha Yar, and I love Star Trek, so I'm passionate about this. Fuck that bitch.
No, I'm not a huge fan of the Next Generation anyway, but Tasha Yar's character, especially as Crosby played it, right, was horrible. Just absolutely horrible. She couldn't pull it off. She didn't ever look or seem as if she was truly a security officer or even had any reason to be on the bridge.
Well, no, and then
and the thing is, how ridiculous that you got a security officer. Once again, it's got to be a woman because they're just as tough as men, right?
You've heard it here first, everybody. AMC says women not allowed in space.
Yes,
that's right. Yeah, no, but
no, come on, that used to be the case, right? You weren't allowed to have women on boats, and they are spaceships, so no chicks allowed.
Listen, though, MC has a point.
It's a boys' club.
No, but MC has a point. Her acting sucked ass. She was the worst actor on the cast, in my opinion, other than Wesley. But, shut up, Wesley. But other than that, she was shit. And then she asked to leave after a season and a half. Like, oh, can I leave? I have a movie that's so much better than Star Trek. And then she never acted
Can you
again.
leave? and they probably said, thank God, because they were probably too afraid to actually sack her because of,
Well, at least they killed. You got to give them credit for the fact that they killed her off. All right, because too many times they'll like, okay, we'll leave it open for you to come back. We'll send you away like they did with.
She couldn't even die realistically, could she?
But fuck me, she came back on the Enterprise C or some bullshit, right? And
she came back as a Romulan hybrid, but I mean that was bad enough. But at least her character was dead. You weren't worried about Tasha Yar coming back, really.
And once again, this has turned into another stream where none of us get laid ever again.
Yeah. We do have to recognize none of these people actually ever have existed or will exist in the future.
Well, voice of one, speak for yourself. I'm married, so I at least
you get played way too often.
Oh shit! No, but
to Maud's wife, if she's listening, It's okay to say no. Just saying.
Wait, no. If she says no, I don't unchain her from the stove. Ouch! My headphone just snapped against my face. Hi, honey.
Yeah. He loves you, really.
It's too late for you, Dade. I've already got 4 kids, so.
Jesus, do none of you Americans know what condoms are?
Eh?
Do none of you Americans know what condoms are? You've got 4, he's got 6.
My goal is to breed out the freaking Irish.
William, get your Harry on because we have an average of 5.
I bet you if you check your heritage, there might even be some Irish there somewhere, MC. You're certainly fiery enough.
I've got a large strain of Portuguese in me.
Yeah. Oh, really? What's his name?
Well,
That's
now
my mother's name. It's on my mom's side. So.
Well, no, and to be fair, I was raised Catholic, so you know their stance on birth control. No,
absolutely. Yeah, well, it's always fun bareback. Let's be honest. If the girl's willing to go with it, then you're willing to pay for it. So,
I'm really starting to think that American girls are just well easy.
Yeah, but think about it this way. No, come on. I mean, boys. Not only is the lady willing to have the children, but she's willing to support them while he sits on his arse all day. So, pretty good deal.
Hey, you know what? I've only been unemployed for a month. You did. So, how about, hey, Cabbage, if you would buy a T-shirt or 2, you might help me out.
If the British Empire kept breeding, you wouldn't have had to give up the empire. You could have stood up there and actually done something about the Indians a long time ago.
We only had to give up. We only had to give up the empire because of bankruptcy, trying to actually make the world a better place.
Hang on, Ma. Did you say you have T-shirts?
He
does. He does. Yeah, that's shit though. You can buy. You can buy a cabbage one if you want. It's a nice little polo neck, polo shirt with cabbage on the nipple. It's a little nipple cabbage.
There's a nipple cabbage. Yeah, I'm totally.
But they're embroidered. See, it's not your little printing shit. It's embroidered.
Oh. Well, shit.
See.
Yeah.
Class.
Yeah, class. Have you checked out Cabbage's channel?
You do realize I am lying, of course. There is no such thing.
Oh, I know. There's nobody in England that knows how to embroider anything anymore. Come on now.
No.
Hey guys, I'm gonna have to go, so I'll talk to you guys later. Right?
Oh man, that's go. Come on.
No, sorry, man.
Pussy.
Family calls. Sorry. Bye.
Yeah. He always does that. Family call. That's his bailout. Let's check out what happened to Redbeard and Zero.
I don't know, but my daughter fell asleep in her high chair, so that's news. Yeah. All right.
I saw a Buttercup in the shop. Come on, Buttercup, get in.
Yeah, I threw the link out there. Anybody is welcome. Now it's pretty much the bullshit segment. I don't really have any more news to go through. Unless, Voice, you have something to say about the porn star who committed suicide because of my feels or whatever?
No. I'm sorry, no.
Yo, Dade.
Zero. I want to stick. Yeah, I want to stick to Star Trek if Zero joined. What do you think about Quentin fucking Tarantino?
First off, shut up, Wesley.
You just shut him down. Voice
shut up,
just
Wesley.
In the middle of a...
Every single one of you, shut up, Wesley.
Voice was just in the middle of a sentence.
What do I think about Tarantino? Could it be any worse than J.J. Abrams, honestly, guys?
Yeah, but I don't think it's going to be what people think it's going to be. I don't understand why, if he wants to do something like that, they did with
Quentin Tarantino. I mean, he likes to do a lot of things. I mean, I don't see it as a bad thing. I mean,
yeah, but why not like the Orville, right? Take the concept of space travel, the idea like the Star Trek, traveling beyond and all. Well, I mean, basically
like Star Trek used to be.
Yeah. And why not just, Tarantino create his own? Why not become the new, Gene Roddenberry? You could do like a total, hardcore version of a sci-fi TV show. That would be interesting.
Well, they already have that.
I actually think that Tarantino would, honestly think that Tarantino would serve better as a TV director than he would a movie director, because he has the capability of telling very intricate stories. And I think his biggest downfall is that he restricts himself to movie. I mean, sure, he can do multiple parts like Kill Bill, to say the least. But if he were to do Star Trek on a TV show, and I'm not talking about the crap that they call STD, sexually transmitted discovery,
Yeah.
I think he'd be fine. I personally, I don't care either way. I don't see how it would be a bad thing. Tarantino knows what he's doing. He doesn't, he's had some really good movies. He's had some, everybody flip-flops. Everybody's got their own opinion on his movies, and that's fine. That's just the way it is. There's nothing, I wouldn't have anything wrong with that. I personally stopped watching Star Trek after the last one, where they made
Stop watching it when it ended,
because George Takei, of all people, said, "Well, Sulu's not gay," and there's proof that he has a kid, and they're saying, "Oh, it's an alternate timeline in the universe," and it's like, no, don't bullshit me, because you've basically set it up to where only certain circumstances has changed. That doesn't mean Sulu's going to be gay or anything. But I digress. So I don't have a problem with Tarantino being a director if he was to do it, but I think they should do it as a TV show. I think he'd better served as a TV director.
But that's what I mean. But why does he have to do it under the the Star Trek franchise? If he wants to actually do something more interesting, more versatile, then rather than kind of saddle himself with the restrictions that are going to be applied to him because of Star Trek, it's got to be some shit like that. Why not go with a completely unique, become the new Gene Roddenberry? Like the Gene Roddenberry,
I don't
R-rated.
Yeah, because think about it. You had in the 90s, you had literally 5 series that were all kick-ass. You had the Star Trek franchise, you had Farscape, you had Babylon 5, and you had at least 2 more. And I know it was at the very end of the 90s, but you had at least 2 more. And now you have basically jack shit and the Orville.
Yeah. And it's
bullshit.
Wait a minute. That's what I mean.
Wait a minute. No.
He should branch out. Instead of trying to take on Star Trek, become something different, because that's the thing that's screaming out for. Something new.
Okay. You guys, I have 2 points. One, you don't have jack shit. The Expanse is fucking awesome. It's a show on Sci-Fi, and I have blown through the 6 books in 7.5 days on Audible.
What are you talking about?
Hang on, no. Do not say books on Audible. I'm sorry, but if you don't read a book, you're not reading
Fair
a
enough.
book.
No, voice.
Another
right.
lazy American
invention.
Let's listen to our books because big words confuse us.
Voice. You're right. I'm gonna buy the books and read them also, but I blew through them just playing the game and listening to them, and they were amazing. And the show on Sci-Fi is great. It's called The Expanse, and it is a great show.
I'm going to get the first season of that in the
No, I was referring to Star Trek Discovery. I wasn't referring to anything else.
Oh, yeah, fair enough. But Cabbage had said there was no other show. That's not true. Second...
No. What I was saying is that there was no other Star Trek.
Well, actually, if you want to talk about other shows, you did actually have Defiance. You had Falling Skies. You had, what do you call it? Oh, hang on. Fuck, my memory is fucked.
Firefly?
No, that was years ago. No, I'm talking about now. You had Dark Matter, and there was one other one, Continuum. So you did have sci-fi shows, and back in the day when Dave was talking about when you had Star Trek and Babylon 5, you also had Andromeda, and
Andromeda was good.
Earth 2 above Space and Beyond.
So the 90s had a lot of good sci-fi that were really, but again, we had DS9 and Voyager easily, which people liked, and honestly, some of the Voyager was hit and miss, but we still had competition. Now it really, people just think of two things. They either think of Star Trek Discovery and they think of the Orville, and they don't really consider other stuff that came out within the last 10 years, like the 4400, the 1000, all that kind of stuff that has been going on for a while. Hell, they forgot the Battlestar Galactica reboot. They forgot
Caprica
reboot.
Yes,
they forgot all this good stuff. And there was so much good stuff. And now sci-fi, all people think about is Star Trek. Fuck Star Trek.
Yeah, exactly. I'm saying, which is why I don't get why Quentin Tarantino is not going to go and do one of these more independent. Do it independently.
Because this is what
waste your time attaching yourself to a dying tag.
No, this is why. First off, Star Trek is not dying, sir. Take that back.
No,
Take that back.
No, because it's gone totally SJW. I mean, it's totally bought into it. It's become part of the social narrative, right?
Wait,
you need something
do you think
there is
Quentin
nothing fresh
Tarantino
about Star Trek now?
Do you think Quentin Tarantino has ever been an SJW? Have you ever watched his movies?
No, that's my point. But the thing is, he'll never be able to get anything significant through if it's going to be under the SJ, under the the Star Trek mantle.
Yeah, I hate to say it, but Cabbage does have a point.
Well, no,
as far as established as Quentin Tarantino has become, he still is more of a maverick than a large portion of filmmakers out there because he does different topics. And that's something that Star Trek doesn't really want to go on these days. So
but it used to be.
No, but
the thing. You'd actually, he'd revive the whole thing. It would be like going back to Star Trek 1, like in terms of the, story content, because it would be more varied. It would certainly be more graphic, and it wouldn't have to have the Star Trek, legacy attached to it. If he was to do something unique, that would make sense. But to attach himself to Star Trek doesn't make any sense to me.
No, but Cabbage, first off, as a fanboy, because I love Star Trek, he chose the side in the epic battle of Star Trek and Star Wars. He picked his side.
Yeah, but I'm saying, but there was a third way that he could have gone, which was independent.
But wait a minute. If he can create his own story, and I think Paramount would let him, I think he'll get a free check.
Yeah.
Oh, bollocks. I don't think bollocks.
Well, we'll see. We'll see what the first thing comes out, and it will all be about fucking diversity and Christ knows what else.
Listen, though. Look at the downfall of Hollywood right now. They're looking for somebody who's not tainted.
Yes, they're looking for a person, but then they can use that name association and then still corrupt the story.
Nobody has tainted Quentin Tarantino. He can do what he wants still, and he's one of the few.
We'll see. If it happens,
bullshit.
It happens.
Okay, Zero, bullshit. Go ahead, counter.
Django Unchained is his little love letter to the social justice warrior movement. Not because of the material, but because of the way that it was structured and played out to where it was basically... Okay, here's the thing. If you watch his movies, you can tell who the protagonists are and the antagonists are, and you can tell who's the good guys, the bad guys, even if there's mixed messages. Django Unchained was basically saying all the black people are good and are being victimized. All the white people, no matter who they are bad.
Zero.
And while it does take place in the years of the Civil War and slavery, it's complete crap because they oversympathize with certain characters. Zero being one of them.
Zero. No, wait, Cabbage. Zero. I completely agree with you. Absolutely, 100%.
You didn't agree with me. Now you agree with him.
When it becomes with Django.
Oh, way to sidestep.
No, when it becomes with Django Unchained, I totally agree. If you look at the other show, Hell on Wheels, it showed the same time era, and it had the main character an ex-Confederate. And it did it classy, and it didn't really pull any punches, and it was a good fucking show. Django, I didn't really like.
Yeah, that's why I said, and look, I like Tarantino movies, and I think Django's well made. I just think it could have been done better with storytelling. But everybody in Hollywood is pretty much on everybody's friends list and they all kiss each other's asses. So yeah, I think Tarantino has been compromised on that specific regard. Again, I'm not asking for rebuttal or argument here. I'm gonna go with Cabbage on this. I think that while I do think he could follow through with the Star Trek franchise, I think he would be better served not doing the Star Trek franchise. I think he could play nice with Paramount to an extent because they are desperate, but he is still too much of a maverick and would want to do things his own way, strictly from a director's viewpoint, not a storyteller or anything else. That's all there is to it.
And I know that must have hurt you to say that you agree with me, but I appreciate the fact that I mean the reality is, right? Yeah, at the end of the day,
always had a valid point, Cabbage. So a valid point is still a valid point.
Here's my rebuttal.
I'm fucking with you.
No, but he has a love for Star Trek itself.
He does.
So compared to JJ, I think he could create a better story than JJ ever could. I think that'll be a better movie.
I do agree, but I side more with Cabbage. The fact that I don't think he'd want to play by Paramount's rules, no matter how much carte blanche they would give him.
I think he needs to create. He needs to create his own franchise if he wants to go in that direction.
And I think Cabbage is right. He could actually create his own franchise because he's created his own franchises already, and he is somebody they study in film school for doing so amongst his photography style.
Exactly. So I think it'd be much better. I mean, I just don't understand why of all the people you could understand if it was someone who's a waning director who's just trying to get some, second breath in the industry or something. But Tarantino has no need to do that. He's got.
I'm sorry. Hang on here. Dave was saying that they're teaching his style. All he did was rip off the 60s and 70s.
Yeah, but then again, so did who was it? Lock, Stock. What the hell was his name?
Guy Ritchie.
Guy Ritchie, yeah. I mean, he did pretty well.
Actually, the two movies that they show in film school are Reservoir Dogs and Pulp Fiction, which don't emulate any specific one style.
Well, Reservoir Dogs is just the goddamn shit. But anyway, no, don't you think?
No, but actually, the weird thing is, if you look at Reservoir Dogs, Pulp Fiction, and Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels, they all came out in that sort of period of time, and they were all harping back to the past. Because if you actually look at the cars that were used, the outfits that were worn, none of it matched the period that it was in. Right? It was just totally, like the Ford Granada and stuff like that.
I now know what Tarantino's Star Trek film will be called. Kill Khan!
No, but my thing is, he has already done everything. So the fact that he wants to do it is a good thing. They'll probably give him a free range. When a director gets that much problem.
No, they won't.
He hasn't done everything. He done a couple of historical ones, and the rest were gangs. He has never done anything in space. He has never done anything.
They're going to give him a total carte blanche, I think, is naive.
No, they'll never do it. Not for Star Trek.
No. Because they got the franchise. It's a very valuable thing, the franchise. He will have to comply with so many different things. When he signs that contract, there will be so many clauses, sub-clauses, agreements, and everything else.
Remember, he has to sign...
His hands are going to be tied.
He has to sign contracts with two companies, because remember, one owns the films and one owns the TV rights. And he'll have to get approval from both to make his film.
And they've all got their own little personal agendas. So, no, I can't see how it's going to really work. I mean, he could make them, but I don't see how it's going to be a...
Wait, I just need
it's not going to be a Tarantino
thing. Different companies, because I thought Paramount had a TV branch, which is how they made the Star Trek TV shows.
I think it's Paramount owns the film rights, but what did he call the company? Fuck my bloody memory.
All right. Enough of this Star Trek bullshit. Time to get down to brass fucking taxes here. Dave, I got a question for you. Have you got that Miami Beach out of your saggy vagina at this point? Let me ask you that.
What the hell was this?
Oh, pussy boy, pussy boy, pussy boy, pussy boy. Ooh, what?
Does anybody know what's going on?
Yeah, I do. It sounds like drama's trying to start up.
No. He wants to run his fucking mouth. Then I fucking come in and I start hounding him a little bit, and he fucking runs the fuck off. Fuck you, you little pussy.
Fair enough.
Can someone
I didn't even know
explain
he left. But
what the whole Malibu reference is?
No, he wants to run his fucking mouth. That's the problem I have with him. But now that I got the chance to actually talk to him, he decides to run. What the fuck?
Anyway, let's talk about something that we all know what's going on. Because I have no idea what that's about, so.
well, yeah, and Zero left. I don't know why he left that quickly though. Usually he would get something in.
Because he's a fucking pussy. But anyway,
yeah.
Back to Star Trek. About them, is the new one still going by any chance?
It's been confirmed for a second series, but the second series won't come out until late 2018 because of a funny notion.
Good?
No.
Is it good? No.
If you want, I'll tell you this. If you want to know what it feels like to watch the Star Trek Discovery, take 1,000 grit sandpaper and wipe your ass for an hour.
Yeah, or just get a pinking hammer and just smack your head and just keep tapping your forehead for about 3 hours until you lobotomize yourself.
Oh, okay, then let me ask you this: what's worse, the new Star Trek or an Amy Schumer stand-up?
Oh,
I tell you what, it's a close fucking call. Is that one?
I'd have to give it to Star Trek Discovery though. It's definitely simply because
I don't know. I'm sorry, I'm still going Schumer, but it's only by a nose.
Well, hold on. How big of a nose we talking here?
Well, certainly. Well, it's got to be a Jewish nose. It's California, isn't it?
Well, I'm actually hoping that the second series doesn't get made because I'm hoping that the fires spread and just disseminate California entirely.
Well, you never know. The big one's meant to be coming at some point soon.
Well, I don't know. The fires are doing their job, right?
It might float off in the near future.
Hey, Wolf.
Hey,
Wolf.
I guess I missed the fucking party.
You came back.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, it all went to shit. So
no, I know why it went to shit.
As always.
That little fucking bitch.
Well, I tell you this, everybody's been going on about something. What the fuck happened? Can someone just explain it to me? I have no idea.
He was talking shit about my wife and my marriage to other people, and when I confronted him about it, he won't talk to me about it. And then he blocks Benny.
And then I confront him about it, he blocks me.
So I want him to talk to me, to my face, about the bullshit, but he won't do it because he's a fucking bitch.
No, he's not Zero.
Oh yeah.
Zero's been okay.
Yeah.
Show me on your dick where my marriage hurt you, motherfucker. No, seriously, you can talk about me. You can talk about me all day fucking long, but don't talk. Keep my wife's name out of your mouth.
I like Mrs. Wolf. She's sexier than you are.
Duh. No shit.
Duh.
Duh. That's a unanimous no shit.
There we go. Good. I'm glad I'm not on my own.
No, dude. I'm a fucking dumpster fire and compared to Mrs. Wolf.
You know.
Mrs. Wolf is the shit. Anyway, Star Trek. I think I'd rather wipe my ass with sandpaper than watch it anymore.
Wait.
You see, yeah. So Wolfie, do you think that Tarrant?
Oh no!
So
no! I want to see the Tarantino. Now that I will watch.
Yeah, but Wolfie, do you think that Tarantino should do like a unique thing as opposed to riding on the back of Star Trek? Because he's going to be restricted by the criteria. They're going to.
He's done Django. He's done Kill Bill. Those were pretty fucking unique.
Yeah, but think about what the restrictions are going to be placed on him when he has to take on a franchise, right? Franchise is totally different.
It's not going to be just Tarantino, to my understanding.
I don't know. I think it's going to be really weak.
It's going to be Tarantino and someone else. I can't remember who they said.
I'd love to see it.
Mad Dog, who they said?
I'd actually like to
Actually,
see.
JJ is going to produce it, I think.
Oh, okay,
I'd
so
I wish
No, what I'd like-
Tarantino would just create a new space thing, and like an R-rated space, entire
no, I think he would give
genre.
a kind of freshness to Star
It'd
Trek.
be brilliant.
I'd
Honestly,
like to see Jonathan Frakes actually direct the new film.
I would
It's
like
gonna
that.
be really
I would like to see
disappointing.
Robert Rodriguez do it or Guillermo del Toro.
Oh yeah, that's what we want. Everybody freakily in a dream. Yeah, and don't worry, I love his movies. I mean, Pan's Labyrinth was fucking brilliant, but I
Yeah.
don't think it's. I think it's a bit too far out there, if you know what I mean.
What Guillermo del Toro needs to do is he needs to stop making everything so mystical. He needs to bring it back and bring it back to real horror type shit. But I think he would do well in the sci-fi realm. Like,
Didn't
Because
he
he
direct
could take that.
Cabbage?
like what he did with
fucking
Hellboy.
Didn't he direct fuck my memory? Didn't he direct the Hellboy films?
Yeah, he could do what he did for Hellboy and put it to Star Trek. I think that would be boss as fuck.
Well, before he does Star Trek, you need to give us a third fucking film.
They're not. They're not.
And
What they did was they sold the rights, and Del Toro is no longer involved. Neither
for
is the
fuck's sake.
original. Neither is the original dude who did
Yeah.
Hellboy. But the guy who's doing Hellboy looks just fucking like him. It's crazy.
See, the problem is all the people that are being promoted for like Star Trek are people who are totally antithetical to really what Star Trek is. There's nothing really that relates Quentin Tarantino to Star Trek, apart from his particular thing about he liked, one episode that really got to him. I mean, why does it have to be Star Trek? Make something new. Star Trek, I think,
Well,
it's really
and,
it's bled itself out, and especially if they made an adult version of Star Trek, that would be really
Well, no.
sensible. It's the one thing that's always
this-
been missing is an adult version of Star Trek, and Tarantino could really do that, but it wouldn't have the Star Trek title.
It wouldn't
You
work,
know?
Cabbage.
No, but this is what the franchise I think he should do really is The Expanse. Because in The Expanse, when they go to boost, they're taking methamphetamine and shit. It's all in the solar system. There's a bunch of weird alien
Yeah, but you'll
shit.
never get that through.
It would
you
be-
can't get through the censors with, like the TV show is not going to allow a whole bunch of people doing methamphetamines on Star Trek.
Well,
Right? It's
no.
going to corrupt
Well, that's what I'm saying.
the
He should do.
franchise.
No, The Expanse is a TV show already on Sci-Fi. The books are amazing. Like I said, I went through all 6 of them. They are fucking great.
I think Cabbage.
I think they could do a movie of The Expanse, and if Quentin Tarantino did it, it would be fucking amazing. And they should have.
Go ahead, sir. No, go ahead, sir. Finish your thought.
Oh, I was going to finish it with I think they should do a movie on book 3, which you guys don't know what I'm talking about, but anybody that watches this, that Expanse, will know what I'm talking about.
No, I think Cabbage, if Quentin Tarantino is going to do anything, it should be something more akin to Babylon 5, which was darker, which did have drug use, which did have a lot of darker tones to it. Star Trek, unfortunately, it is something that only lives as long as it's innocent.
But why not just create a new series, completely new series, call it whatever the fuck you want, and a Quentin Tarantino script, which then goes on to become.
I don't think Tarantino
a new
could
version.
do a good.
But for adults,
I don't think Tarantino could do a good series though. That's my thing. I don't think he could do it.
I could just.
I
Oh my
think
god!
you've
Think of
continuity.
Quentin Tarantino actually doing it. You want to know? I feel like the first word out of Captain Kirk's mouth would be the N word, honestly.
Or motherfucker. Or motherfucker.
Yeah.
It would be. Which I think would be hilarious.
Hey, Uhura, you nigger! What's on the radio?
Or Kirk walk in and sit in the chair and be like, "Sup, motherfuckers."
Yo,
No, that's what I'm saying. No, totally dispersed with the whole concept of
Dude,
what
I
it
love
was
Django.
with
That was such a
Enterprise.
good fucking movie. I was surprised at that
man,
movie.
if they fucking like.
Well, imagine.
fucking
Well,
make it
take
like a
that.
spin-off.
put that into space and turn it into, you know, a new franchise.
Fuck, didn't they do that with Westworld?
Westworld.
Yeah, Westworld was okay. I actually
Kind
quite
of,
liked that.
kind of like that. Kind of kind of. I don't know.
Well, it was a kind of, yeah.
I liked
So
Westworld.
I did, but
Haven't
it
seen it.
kind of it wavered at points, but it was
It was a
good.
trip. It was something. It was something new, kind of refreshing.
Mm-hmm. And the intro was cool.
Well, you not get that out of Hollywood these fucking days.
It's like HBO did the show, and Anthony Hopkins is in it, right?
Yep.
Cabbage.
Yes.
Yes.
Yep, he is.
It's like Assassin's Creed.
I've got all of them.
But like with cowboy, it's crazy. I can't really explain it. It's a mind fuck.
Well, no, Westworld originally was. I mean, the story had. God, what was the guy's name? You know, the bald guy who used to do cowboy films.
Fuck.
God, the bald dude.
There are plenty of bald dudes, Cabbage. Come on.
Yeah. Well, anyway, but the original one was back in the 1980s. I remember going to the cinema to watch that. You know, the original days. And that was a good film, I gotta say. It really was. The original was quality.
Pirate, my nigga, what's up?
Pirate. Where have you been hiding?
What's up?
Yul Brynner, yes, Yul Brynner, thank you. Yeah, he was in it. He was one of the robots, and then it's basically the robots rebel against.
Cabbage, don't give it away. Don't give it away.
Yeah, no, I was saying, yeah, no spoilers.
Give it away, give it away now.
I'm not going to tell you who survives, but you can pretty much guess that it's going to be the headliners.
It's a clusterfuck.
Yeah, the people who are paid the most survive.
Did your boots sink? We haven't seen you for a while.
What's up?
Yeah, pirate. Where the fuck have you been hiding?
Oh, you know, just out and around, swimming on the seas, fighting the crack,
right.
All that shit.
Yeah.
Spin the bottle, baby, and give it to me.
Just tell us which jail you've been in.
What jail I've been in?
All of them.
Yeah. You think any jail would be able to hold me?
Yeah, I do, pretty much.
You're giving him too much credit.
Yep.
Yeah. So you are a pussy then.
That's
Benny. Benny's saying that.
No, he's just smart enough not to go to prison.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Oh shit! Are you trying to be Jack Sparrow? You're the worst pirate. Yeah, but you've heard of me.
No. Schmeckle is the Canadian Jack Sparrow. I'm gonna say that.
He looks like him.
Dude, he has a red bandana under his hat, and he looks like Jack Sparrow. I'm like, wow.
If he put like the
Canadian
beads and
Jack
braids in his hair, he could look just like him.
That just sounds just so wrong. A Canadian Jack Sparrow. I mean, it just.
Well, shot. Did you just dock
I can't even imagine that. My brain just tried to implode.
Schmeckle talks to himself all the time.
Yeah, I was about to say he died.
I'm just messing around with all the bullshit.
Actually, Schmeckle flags himself just for the shits and giggles.
I love Schmeckle. He's
He's
funny
a funny
as
mo-
fuck.
Oh, so what's been on the plate for the Redeye? I heard we were talking about film.
I like film.
We were.
Yeah, it's good.
Oh, well, no, we're talking Tarantino and, Star Trek.
Yeah, I love Tarantino.
Every time you said Django, Cabbage, I wanted to fucking punch something. The D
Django.
is silent. The D is
All right.
silent.
I'm sorry. It's the English in me. I can't help myself.
All right, let me tell you about the Valentine's Day card I got from my wife, right? Fucking, it had Django on it, and it said, "Hey, baby, the D ain't gonna be silent tonight."
Oh, that's so sweet.
Oh, yeah.
It's
a
so
real
sweet.
knee slapper.
I love it.
Hey, she loved it.
Oh, it's almost poetic.
You cut out there, Cabbage.
I'm saying it's almost poetic.
Ah.
Voice. You
All
lost
right.
your voice.
Well, so here's another thing. So net neutrality went away how many days ago? Has anybody lost their YouTube or Facebook or Twitter?
No,
No, it didn't go away.
Net neutrality, like, it's a week, I thought.
No. It didn't. No,
It's
but it
gone.
hasn't changed. No, it hasn't yet. The bill hasn't been passed through. in terms
there
of the
was
Congress.
there was no bill in Congress, Cabbage. The FCC eliminated the rules, and they did that a week ago.
Yeah, but
The rules are gone. There is no bill in Congress. The rules are gone. And has anything changed?
Just wait.
No, it hasn't.
Yeah, just give it time. It's only a matter of erosion.
Oh,
That's
no.
usually how
No,
it
it's
works,
not.
right?
Look at the UK.
No, because they
Look
get.
at the UK, man.
No, in 2014 it was just or 2013 it was just fine. It'll be just fine in 2018.
Mad Dog, you a bitch.
Yeah, but 2013. It
Mark
had,
my words.
It had
Mark
the.
my
my
words.
fucking words. I will beat
Okay,
you
I
to
will
death
mark
with your
your
own
words,
dick.
and you know what? You
wait,
will
wait,
be
wait.
eating your words and your own feces.
Okay. All right, Mad Dog. When you're having some alone time, let's see how long it takes for you to load up one of your fucking porn videos. All right.
That is concerning. That is concerning. I'm concerned.
I see. Yeah.
Well, they start shutting down Pornhub. Everybody's gonna flip out,
Dude,
right?
no. The porn industry is gonna fucking flip shit. But you know what? Let's skip the game and get down to humping.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I gotta say.
Yeah, get real. Yeah, forget the virtual. Get to the real.
Suck my dick or something.
Yeah, if you had one, I wouldn't.
I'm just saying. Right. No, there was newspapers and bloggers saying the end of the world was coming a week ago.
Yo, Mad Dog.
Yes,
speaking of libertarian bullshit I don't care about, Bitcoin, right? My dad has 4 of them.
Your dad's a lucky.
From when he bought them, like.
Yeah. Do you know your dad? You know your dad's fucking rich now.
I know I know it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I should be rich now. I had a fucking dozen of the bastard things.
And where are they now?
I don't know. I think they're sitting in a landfill site somewhere. I have no idea. They were on a memory stick.
But yeah, my dad told me today. He's like, you know, Bitcoin. I'm like, yeah. He's like, you know, I had that shit for 4 years.
Yeah.
And he's
That's
like,
the problem.
I got some money now.
Yeah.
And I'm like, fuck yes.
I know for like yesterday, I heard about Bitcoin and it shot up to like $19,000 for like a minute. Like it's insane how much Bitcoin is going for now.
Well, this is like Wall Street, right? My dad used to like do that shit all the time. I never was a fan of. I don't know. He can gamble. I fucking can't. And he got like some serious money out of Wall Street, like back in the mid '90s.
Well, no, and I just like how Cabbage likes to be a glutton for punishment, reminding himself how he lost 12 fucking Bitcoins.
You lost 12?
Yeah.
12.
I had about it was about a dozen. I don't know. It could be between 10 and 13. I can't remember exactly how many.
Oh my god, my dick fell off.
It was when I was doing the mining thing, you know, back at the beginning when it was happening.
Cabbage,
I had the mining software set up.
Cabbage, they're 14 grand today.
I know. You don't have to tell me. I'm well aware of my personal harm. That's why I'm saying.
That's why he's drowning his sorrows in beer and bitters and whiskey.
Right. No, but Thord, I know net neutrality won't mess up stuff immediately, but it didn't mess up stuff in 2013. I would like to see the proof when it shows up.
You know what? You know what, Mad Dog? Mad Dog, hold on! You know what, Mad Dog? I'm going to give you the proof. I'm going to fly to Oregon, and I'm going to find you, and I'm going to kick you in the nut with my fucking steel toes. That's what I'm going to do. That's the proof.
Are you? Wait, will you at least have that shirt you said you were going to get me? That'd be cool. At least after I recover from my nuts being kicked.
Dude, you know how I've had 13-hour days, dude.
Well, no, and watching my wife defend me in the cat fight that ensues.
No, your wife won't do shit. She'll
No, she won't.
For me,
She's
yeah,
not.
she will.
She ain't gonna let some fucking.
And then she'll come and she'll experience what is Wolfie, and she'll love it.
Oh yeah.
She'll fucking love it.
Now you're trying to fight. Come on. Now.
You know I wouldn't steal your girl, man. I'm better than that. Shit. Honor among Southerners, you know what I'm saying? But I've been working 13-hour days, Mad Dog, and I'm really sorry about the shirt, dude. I will send it. I swear to God.
Oh, I'm just joking. I was just
No,
playing.
you're not. No, man. I feel fucking awful about it. I work 13-hour days, 6 days a week. Ask Benny. Benny's like the only one who texts me, and he's like, "Are you dead?"
What do you mean? You just had a couple of days holiday in hospital.
It wasn't exactly a holiday, Cabbage.
Well, you were on your back. Good enough.
That's true, but I mean, it was.
Wait.
It was.
By libertarian standards, that's a holiday.
Wait, so is holiday in Britain when you guys go to the hospital?
Holiday is a vacation.
I was working on libertarian principles. You know, the idea that you get time off.
Yeah, but no, it wasn't a good time. It really wasn't a good time, but I'm okay now, so it's all good. Mad Dog, I promise I will get you the goddamn shirt, okay?
Oh, no, it's all good. And I want to congratulate you on Mondays on the cunt stream.
Hey,
awesome.
you know what, dude? I had no intent. Like, I was like, Schmeckle, why? And he's like, you're funny. And I'm like, but I'm not. But all right, whatever.
Yeah, that's true.
Whatever, Cabbage.
Good.
You think I'm funny, you bitch.
No, moving on from the Redeye. Just stomp on the little guy. No, I'm kidding.
Hey, no. You think I wouldn't invite you fucks? Come on.
Nah, you wouldn't invite me. No.
I would. I wouldn't a heartbeat.
Yeah. Well,
not the cat.
You know what? I don't want to join a club that would have me as a member.
What?
Oh
my god!
You know what?
So Cabbage, the Illuminati is like, Cabbage, I want you to help control the world. We tap you.
Mad Dog, I'm on
You're like no.
Mad Dog, I'm on like fucking 4 steel reserves right now. So.
Oh, I'm right there with you. Yeah, I had the wife grab me a 5th one. So.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, great minds think alike, right?
Here. I'm getting slowly wasted and stoned, so
yeah, me too.
Days. Good times.
No, but if you ever want me to come on and talk about politics, I'm down. I don't really do the drama thing. I don't have any YouTubers I'm mad at.
It's not really drama. Like, that's the Kumite. Stream is just like
the Kumite.
Bullshit.
Yeah, Kumite is definitely drama.
And we have a guest on, and we like, if you watch previous cunt stream on Monday, I had Sofane on. And I asked him what's next for Poisoning the Well and how is, you know, what's Sofane's next big project, you know, that kind of shit. Just, you know.
It's promo. So what, you're like a TMZ or something? What the fuck?
Yeah, sure, I'm a fucking, I don't, you know.
I thought it was like just a slightly better version of Drama Alert.
Yeah, I thought it was Raw. You know, we got TMZ. This is not good. Seriously, you gotta jack it up a little bit, Wolf.
Well, no, they got badass shirts. My shirts suck, but theirs are great.
My face is on a pillow.
Oh
my god! Why is everyone gone for pillows now? That
I don't know. But
Sargon
my face
did
is
it.
on one. My face is on.
Yeah, you know how many people are farting in your face right now?
No one.
How many orders have gone through? None.
Hold on, let me get the link.
I'm trying to
Who put your face on a pillow?
Look,
order that pillow.
I have merchandise.
Merchandising.
Hey, that wasn't me. That's not me, man. That's not me.
Did everyone go fucking Jewish? What the hell?
Look, the link's in the side chat. Jewish. Buy my shit, you guys.
Yeah, that's right.
It's the Jewish agenda.
Oh, that's right. I got my own T-shirts.
The Chuminati.
Make taxation theft again. Vote Mad Dodge 2020. Like.
Oh, Thorn also has merch, and I gotta tell you, it's some badass shit.
Sellout.
No, but what's so to turn the Redeye a little bit on you. What's the future for Monday's beta cunt stream? What are you guys gonna do?
I am trying to secure a bigger guest. Like I'm trying my damnedest right now. It'll be revealed probably about Sunday night about
But
what's
you get
going on.
Sargon. You can get Sargon. Sargon goes on everything. He went on Ogre's stream for fuck's sake. He's willing to whore himself out that way. You know? Or you get
Then Cabbage, could you get Sargon on the Redeye?
No, I doubt it, but I'll give it a shot if you want.
Well, thanks a lot, buddy.
I'm saying I'll give it a shot if you want.
But Sargon's banned from fucking Twitter.
Yeah, but that's fine. There are other avenues. Have no fear. We have the British network.
Well, that's right. Cabbage will send smoke signals over to Sargon.
Yeah, there are ways and means. But yeah, I mean, if you want, I mean, I don't doubt that he would, he'd be willing to. Like I said, if he's willing to go onto Ogre's channel, I can't believe he's got that many scruples.
Right, but I've been on Ogre's channel too, so who am I to talk?
You should feel ashamed of yourself.
I've been on there.
You need to feel the most shame.
Who, me?
Yeah, you know what?
Cabbage.
You know, Benny. You know what? I don't.
Well, you should.
And I never shall. I divest my guilt onto you.
All right, so since one guy here has a stormtrooper, has an avatar, do you think Disney will ruin Star Wars Voice of One?
It already fucking has.
That was a quick answer. By 3 people.
Look, I'm a fucking Star Wars fan. I know for a fact they're gonna fuck it up.
Well, I know for a fact. First off, Kirk could kick the shit out of Solo.
It was fucked up from episode 7.
And we all know that Han shot first. Okay, he's a dirtbag. He's
a premature ejaculator.
Han Solo shot first. Great.
Yeah.
Oh, come on. Uhura could kick the fucking shit out of Han Solo. Come on.
Yeah, no, and Leia fucking kissed her brother. Are we just gonna gloss over that?
That was the only time I actually was happy during the movie. Felt like home.
Well, come on, come on, Mad Dog. Incest is wincest.
Oh shit! It's all the rage on Pornhub, right?
In incest, everybody wins.
Hey, it's worked out for an awful lot of royal families.
Well,
there's a good point.
Well, Mad Dog gets more common to self, right, Wolfie?
Say it one more time.
Incest is wincest into self, right? I mean, you've had your own
apparently, well, she was from Oregon. I just need you to know that.
Close. Look, if it's not in my general area, it's the South.
True.
Wait, who was from Oregon?
My ex-girlfriend who fucked her dad.
She was from Oregon?
Yeah.
Fuck me.
Wow, I'm fucking shocked.
Yeah, that's some bullshit.
You see what happens when you catch the gay, you start fucking your dad.
No, but was she from Sweet Home, Oregon? Or Lebanon?
Beaver.
That would make sense. Beaverton. Beaverton,
Yeah.
That's up by Portland. That makes sense. The people in Portland don't know what they're doing.
What, they don't know where to put it?
I would just like to go on record as saying that several people asked me to make a t-shirt, and none of the people that asked me to make a fucking t-shirt bought a fucking t-shirt.
Yeah.
What the shit?
I'll wear your t-shirt. I'll wear your t-shirt.
The link's not... The link's not... Thorn, the link isn't working.
Oh, fuck. I'm just going to tweet it out. Screen is kind of stupid. It doesn't actually give you a link.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, that's messed up. If they're like, make a t-shirt, you should think you have buyers, right?
Yeah, especially people ask me for it. So, yeah.
She's
Well, I'm gonna have just.
She's on my balls because I said I would buy one.
Well, no, and Lady Thorn, I would like to ask, how is the new story time thing going for your channel? Are you enjoying it?
Yeah, I enjoyed it way more than politics. But then again, like nailing my labia to a fucking board would be more enjoyable than politics.
See, I guess that's where we're different. I enjoy arguing and that, politics and history. I enjoy that. But I do enjoy your storytime videos. I have been watching them. Good job. I like how your channel has transitioned. That's awesome.
I like making them. I enjoy it, even if nobody watches. I guess I still enjoy fucking making them. I'm working on a collab video with a bunch of other horror YouTubers. So there's that.
Nice.
Hey, well, what are you saying about story time thing? Is that is that unique material or something, or are you just reading stories from books? You're like
I'm narrating
Tales for Midnight.
No, I'm narrating stuff from a Reddit forum called Let's Not Meet, and that's all I've done so far. But I'm gonna move on to short stories written by like horror authors and other creepypasta stuff.
That's cool. You could go back to the old days of recreating the, get other people to play different parts. Or something.
Have you watched Nosferatu yet, babe?
Cool. I have not. It's looking like it's going to be Monday because it's like overwhelmed. I did a poll, Nosferatu or Phantom of the Opera, and like the poll is going overwhelmingly for Nosferatu.
Oh, dude, can I watch it with you?
What about Bram Stoker? What about the original Dracula, Bram Stoker?
Is there a silent version that's in public domain? Because otherwise, I might lose my ability
Stoker's
to
Dracula is fucking copyright because it's got Keanu Reeves in it.
Yeah, it is.
No. Bram Stoker, in terms of the book. Sorry, I thought you were saying about book thing.
Oh, story, like reading books.
Yeah, I thought you were doing story thing. I didn't realize you were doing
but
video.
short stories, because I mean, doing a whole novel would be like a fucking project.
Yeah,
that'd be like a project and a half.
That's how you get people coming back.
I think you can do it, Thorn.
Yeah, that's something I would do a chapter at a time, like once a week. That would be pretty cool. I would listen to it.
I would listen to it. Fuck, you got a nice.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I mean, I was doing the Raven, and then I realized I pronounced a word wrong, so I have to fucking re-record it.
Well, it's Edgar Allan Poe. Look, it's Edgar Allan Poe, right? He was on meth or opium or whatever, and he was fucking his 13-year-old cousin. I mean,
lots of opium, like all the opium.
He went to my college. He showed up apparently naked to a lecture, and they threw his ass out.
See?
That sounds about right.
That's oppressive. Oh. What's wrong? You see? That's oppressive.
Yeah, just because there's a dick out.
He was only wearing his sword. That is.
No,
seriously. No, I'm serious. He was wearing a scabbard or whatever.
Okay. He didn't have a gilded codpiece.
Wait, no. Where was he wearing the scabbard? Was the
on his hip. It was on his hip.
Oh, that's not as funny.
Yeah. Okay.
Not as funny.
No, I was thinking it was going to be some kind of like cop covering.
Well, no, to get to an actual topic, have you guys heard of the Edgar Allan Poe toaster or whatever? Every year on the date of his death, he'd go to the grave and take a toast.
Yeah.
Who do you think that was, and why did he stop doing it like 3 years ago?
It was his son.
They think it was his son, and they think he stopped because it was like the bicentennial of his death.
Right.
Like it was an anniversary, and they felt like it was probably a good time to stop.
Yeah.
And probably he just got bored of doing it because nobody give a shit. So
everybody
gives a shit. 20 years.
Trying to catch him. Like people kept trying to catch him in the act and figure out who he was, but he was just like fucking stealthy as shit.
Well, they got like a picture, but they couldn't like make out the image.
It's a real shit picture.
Yeah, well, isn't that the weirdest thing about it though? That almost makes it kind of Twilight Zone-ish. You know what I mean?
They think it was probably his kid.
Seems like it's kind of a construct.
Did he give birth to a ninja? I mean, how?
Well, he didn't give birth to anybody, man. He was a dude.
Well,
right.
Well,
Well, hey, how dare you? That's fucking sexist.
You give those pictures to the 4chan people, and they'd have found this guy in a minute.
No, isn't that the thing, right? Not only women have babies. Come on now.
Oh my god.
You should know this by now.
One of the things I really found interesting about the toaster was the letters that he would leave there.
Yeah, that's part of the reason I think it's his kid.
One of them stood out, and it was.
Like I said, 4chan would have found them even from a grainy image. 4chan people, they can find people like frogs.
Well, one of the letters that they left by was they were talking about this would be passed down or something like that. I can't say for word for word. That's it basically it hinted at a son, basically.
Well, what's funny is in the Raven, he mentions this Lenore chick, and nobody knows who the fuck she is either.
Right.
Yeah, Lenore is actually a cleaning solution over here.
Lenore,
so,
the name I've said about 500 fucking times in the last week at this point.
Mm-hmm. Well, nevermore.
And that too. Think of both of these words.
Well, do you guys think that maybe the son died and he didn't have an heir to continue on?
Well, no,
that could be it.
Because I think they said that the last time he did it was the century anniversary of his death. So I think it just decided that it was time to stop. It's good enough.
Funny thing about this is when I was in high school, my teacher actually had a mint condition Edgar Allan Poe action figure.
Action figure.
That's fucking awesome.
Did he have the beady eyes too? Did he have the?
Yes.
Yeah?
Actually, yes, he did.
He did. He could
and
move
it
the
had
eyes.
it had a what came with it was a little book and a little feather pen.
Awesome.
For him to hold and shit.
I need this.
It was awesome.
Yeah, but you gotta have the ink pot as well. You gotta have the quill and the ink
still
pot.
in the box, which I found impressive.
Wow.
It still looks so good while it's still in the box.
Yeah, I don't buy it unless there's an ink pot. The quill means nothing without an ink pot.
I don't know. I just thought it was a really interesting story. Thorn, once again, you're really into vampires, right? What do you think about Anne Rice and the Vampire Chronicles?
Okay, so the early Vampire Chronicles are some of my favorite vampire stuff. Her later stuff is garbage.
Fucking A.
As soon as she became a Christian, everything went fucking downhill from there. Holy shit, what the hell? She had an awakening or some shit, and then lost the ability to write a coherent story.
Right now I was listening, or I have the book also, but I was reading and listening to the Vampire Lestat. Is that where you think it goes downhill?
No,
because I don't think.
No, I think
a bit.
Okay, the
Vampire Lestat.
I don't think that book is as good as Interview with the Vampire.
Nothing is as good. That's her best one. That is the best one. I like the Vampire Armand was my favorite. But
the first 4 books were decent. And beyond that, I don't fucking know.
The last one I read was Memnoch the Devil. Oh my god, what a mistake. Holy crap, what a trash fire. He met Jesus! He met Jesus and drank from Jesus. Okay, Lestat needs to stop being Vampire Jesus.
Wait, Lestat is... Wow, I haven't read that book, but Lestat...
It's not worth it.
But Lestat drank from Jesus.
Yes, he did, really and then he drank from a menstrual pad because it's fucking gross. Okay? That was gross.
What?
Yeah.
What the hell did he turn Tom Cruise into? Just saying, I had to.
It's gross.
Yeah. Once again, I apologize, but I had to. Could you imagine Tom Cruise? Come on. Just
weirdly enough, I can imagine him wringing it out and putting some Tabasco sauce in it.
Cruise is a fucking cock of a.
Well, I mean, Tom Cruise is a Scientologist, so he will probably do it.
Cock of all cocks.
Well, it might cut down his Thetan count, right? So it might help out.
Hey, Mad Dog. I just messaged Upchurch to see if he would go on the cunt stream.
Upchurch?
Okay, well, Wolfshot.
Upchurch the redneck, yeah.
Wolfshot, you said that you try to get him on the Redeye. So if you have him on the cunt stream, may I please be a part of it?
Fuck yeah, dude.
All right, I appreciate that.
But I don't know if he I'm trying, dude.
You know,
oh yeah.
Saman just posted another thing with that opal creature.
Yeah, and it's in the oven.
I know, and I kind of want to write it as some kind of immortal fucking SCP, like a fluffy version of the unkillable lizard.
Like Vamp is putting it in the oven. It's great. It makes me happy. So I wrote to Baked Alaska, Base Stickman, and Upchurch. No. Oh yeah.
I hate this Stickman.
Are you going like straight alt-right for the cunt stream?
Why not? Fuck it. I know them.
That'll be interesting.
I know them on Facebook. We're friends on Facebook. Why not?
Why didn't you do this shit for the Redeye? I feel a little hurt.
Because you own the Redeye.
Why don't you do it on your own?
I don't know them.
I will do nothing but yell at these people.
But my dudes. My dudes, if they do come on the cunt stream, you really don't think they wouldn't come on the fucking Redeye?
That's true.
Mad Dog, have some fucking faith in me.
Fair enough. No, but yeah, I just
she's playing the long game for you, mate. You see, she's working on long-term commitments.
I'm trying, dude. No, seriously, like for Monday's guest, I'm trying really fucking hard to get one individual who is fucking bomb ass. Everyone loves them. Trying to get them. Just
everybody loves them.
I'm trying really hard. Thorn, you'll love it.
Don't think hard.
We'll see. Like I said, we'll see.
Somebody.
Fuck.
Everybody loving woman.
I need to make myself some food before I fucking fall over. I will be right back.
I want to touch your ass.
I know.
I love you. I know.
Nice. Yeah, that's a great response right there.
No, Thorn knows I'm fucking with her. God, you guys make me feel like shit.
How's that? I was just joking.
Hold on, come on. No.
Like no, he wasn't. He was playing the. No, he was playing the guilt game.
Okay.
You know, you were mad. You shit.
Look. I think of Thorn as my sister because like this dude went in on Thorn, right? And I was like, "Oh fuck, no, you're not." It's fucking bullshit, man. Sorry, I'm kind of drunk. I'm so sorry.
Wolfie is very protective of people.
Okay, Wolfshot.
Yeah,
so,
baby.
what song off of Upchurch's new album is the best and why? I've heard most of his album.
Okay,
so
you've heard it.
Yep. So
right,
go ahead.
Let me look at the album list real quick.
So yeah,
Sugar Tootsie ain't coming home.
yeah, we'll turn the music for a little bit, you guys, and then we might wrap it back up and talking about how the British Empire was evil. But you know,
actually, my favorite album by Upchurch is actually Chicken Willy. I love that fucking album. Hold on. I think my favorite. God damn it! It's so hard to choose.
I love Upchurch when he does like his videos. Like he's just hilarious.
Oh, his funny shit, yeah.
Well, I would like it if Upchurch and the Lax hooked up and did a song together.
I don't like the Lax, man. I like Moonshine Bandits. That would be cool.
Moonshine Bandits, hell yeah.
Or
Moonshine Bandits are badass, but they're more West Coast. They're more my end of the,
met Moonshine Bandits. They are fucking amazing.
They toured with Twisted.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're badass, but they're West Coast, man. They're Cali.
They came through Virginia.
Yeah, but they kind of like me. I came from Louisiana. but I grew
I
up.
see what you're saying. I see what you're saying.
I
Okay.
grew up on the West Coast. You know, I'm not.
Okay. For me,
Hey,
for King of
Wolfshot.
yeah.
Wolfshot. Let's be real. Let's be real. I come down there. You're not. You're gonna look at me like kind of a Yank because I grew up on the West
No,
Coast.
I'm not,
Because you are a
man.
fucking yank.
No, but
man,
a lot of
it's
people.
That's
A
the
lot of
dude from the East Coast.
a lot of people would.
Look, I ain't no city slicker.
Hold on,
I might
hold
have
on.
been born down there, but I'm not grown up down there.
Look.
There's a difference.
Hank Jr. said it best. There are country folk out in fucking, Northern California to the Alabama, the smallest town in Alabama, to New York City, to fucking Chicago. Country is in your blood. It's not,
It's not where you're from.
Well, no, but when you're, it
City's
is
not
kind of where
from
you're
either.
from. No, but it's kind of where you're from. Like, okay, my
I
family
don't know.
fought.
Okay, let's say I moved to Massachusetts, right? I'd still be flying that fucking rebel flag all day, day.
Damn right. And I fly mine in Oregon. And why? Because my family fought in that war. I have a reason to fly it. It's not racist. It's about my history. It's about my family.
Okay, can I tell you my favorites off this album?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay.
Is this the Confederate flag? Oh, for fuck's sake.
Okay, White Lightning, Legend, Johnny Cash, Conspiracy, Radio Jam, King of Dixie, and Bloodshed.
My favorite.
Johnny Cash. I have to go with
I love
Johnny
that
Cash.
song. I fucking love that song.
Oh yes.
I love Johnny Cash. There's so many people from cities like Chicago mainly that love Johnny Cash.
Hey, Thorn, do you not like the rebel flag, babe?
My position on the rebel flag is complete apathy. I don't care. It's a flag. It's never victimized me.
Hold on, Wolfshot. Let me ask you this question. What's your favorite song by Moonshine Bandits?
Oh fuck, man! Why are you guys doing this to me?
No, this is easy for me. Wait, can I answer? Can I answer?
Music. I have no opinion.
My answer is My Kind of Country. My favorite by them. I love that song. It talks about It talks about Highway 99 that goes right up through Cali up in Oregon. I grew up along Highway 99. I love that song. I said, they're West Coast, man. They're West Coast.
My favorite song by them, hands down, Outlaw.
You're damn right. I actually love Granger Smith.
Oh, Granger Smith.
I met him.
Oh, Wolfshot, you don't like My Kind of Country, though? I thought you would like that even though you weren't West Coast.
What are you talking
about? I like Chuck Reagan.
Oh, Moonshine Bandits, My Kind of Country. You haven't heard that song?
Hold on. I have to see if I'm confusing Moccasin Creek with Moonshine Bandits.
I like Chuck Reagan.
Oh, no, you want to talk about Moccasin Creek? Fucking like Friends of All Kinds. That's my favorite Moccasin Creek song ever.
Porch Honky. Yeah, it's Moccasin Creek that I like.
No, but my Friends of All Kinds, Moccasin Creek. That's my favorite.
Okay, I like not Moonshine Bandits, but Moccasin Creek, Demon Jones, Upchurch, Bottleneck. Yeah. And Granger Smith. I think those are my favorites.
Yeah. See, I could talk about this fucking country fucking rap all night long. Like, seriously, when it comes to Moccasin Creek, like, Friends of All Kinds, look at that song.
Yeah, I'm gonna download their shit.
How is that not a UN
Rebel
song?
Sun came out with a new CD, Mad Dog.
Oh shit! I gotta look that up.
Yeah, dude. No, it is their best fucking CD. It's called Evil Man Stand By. It's the shit.
Best. It can't be their best. Like,
it's okay. It's up there. It's up there. It's up there.
Wolfshot.
Yeah.
Even my 12-year-old son asks me almost every day to listen to Mr. Confederate Man.
Did anybody hear me?
Seriously.
Yes, Opal. What's her shit?
Oh, did you just call her Opal? Opal wouldn't be on my stream. I'm
No, I'm
banned from
staring
her
at the
Twitter.
goddamn Opal picture with her in the oven. I'm sorry.
Like I was seriously banned from her
I'm
Twitter.
so sorry.
What the
Hey,
fuck?
you know what? You know
I
what?
love you,
I will have you know I can cook.
Thorn.
I am not.
I'm so
I do
sorry.
not have a child.
Oh my god.
I'm buying one of your shirts right now.
Oh my god, Thorn, that is the most amazing fucking thing ever.
Thorn, I'm buying one of your shirts right now.
It's my Opal voice.
Oh my god. No, you know what? You want to switch topics over to drama. Fuck it.
I want first.
You know what?
Cooking competition.
You know what I'm mad about Opal with? Is I didn't do anything. That whole stream, Geek went through her shit and everybody laughed. And I was like, yeah, send it, that's funny. But I never said anything mean about Opal ever. And I have talked to her. Did I? You can go back to the record. I mean, it's public. I said her food looked like shit.
That's like everybody says her food looks like shit.
But that's
her food looks like
everybody.
shit.
Well, then
She doesn't
that's
know
all
how
I
to
said
fucking
mean.
cook. Look.
Well, that's all I said mean.
I've told her 3 times not to put chicken nuggets in fucking ramen, and she still did it.
Well, yeah, you can't fix stupid. And I'll say that now. Fuck off. Like, I'm already banned.
Hold on,
You
imagine.
can't fix stupid.
Hold on, imagine a Kumite cook-off.
That's what I was telling her. We should talk to Tonka. We should do the Kumite cook-off.
Well, no,
I'll
and I
fucking
think
face her in a cook-off. I could
what
teach her how to cook a real good bowl of ramen.
Yeah, I got potatoes. I call potatoes.
Or chicken and dumplings. That's some good food.
I honestly think that's too advanced.
Oh, sorry.
If the girl can't cook potatoes properly.
She can't cook anything fucking properly.
It's ridiculous. If you look at that Redeye stream, I said nothing mean. I laughed, yeah. It's a fucking stream. We all laugh at shit. And I'm fucking banned from her Twitter and blah, blah, blah. It's no big deal. I don't really care. But that's the only drama I really have to talk about, other than it's fucking Stags being a douchebag. But, what else is new?
What did he do now?
Nothing new. Stags is just a douchebag. That's all. I heard he was talking shit with you, actually. What's up with that?
Uh-oh.
When?
Oh, when you sent me the Twitter message.
What stream was it? Do you remember?
It wasn't a stream. You sent me the message out of nowhere and said Stags is being a bitch about the rebel flag.
Oh yeah, he was, because I posted from Redneck Nation.
I'm sorry. Somebody butthurt about a piece of cloth.
Yes.
That's what it sounds like.
Basically, I posted a picture that said "United We Stand," and it's the rebel flag and the American flag, and of course, the American flag is higher than the rebel flag because that's the way it goes.
That's how flag code works.
And he got mad because the rebel flag is divisive and shit like that.
I remember in my hometown there was like this fucking apartment complex where the owners were Mexican, and they had the American flag flying at the same height as the Mexican flag, which is how flag code works, and then the state flag under that.
No. Nothing flies at the same level as the American
can
flag.
if you must. And that's kind of how the flag poles were, so.
Weird. Dude, they even got they have regulations on how to put flags on trucks.
Yeah, that is kind of weird, right?
Well, I mean, it's not weird, but it's, I guess, a good thing.
But no, what's weird is if Stags really wants to argue about the Confederate flag, you know what? It's so divisive. How many slave ships flew under the flag of Northern Virginia? I would like you to, yeah.
Zero.
I would like him to show me a number above 0. And
you know what
after
flag?
that,
You know what flag did
Yeah.
fly though? The American flag.
that's damn right. And you know where they came out of? Fucking Massachusetts, of all fucking places.
Oh
Yeah,
yes.
you want to talk to me about fucking the Civil War? Let's
Hell
do it.
yeah.
Let's do it. I'll go right at it, Staggers and Jags.
I fucking love Gawkin.
You know what? Yeah, I've about had it. Hey, Stags, you're a cunt, and you don't know shit about the Confederate flag. You want to come
Why don't you
at
bring his
me?
ass in here?
Do it.
Yeah.
Fucking come at
Hey,
me.
Dade, come back in here, you fucking ballless little bitch. I
Like,
know you
no, but
watching.
Is he
that
even in the
shit,
chat?
that shit will trigger me because you really don't know shit. And I've spent the majority of my adult life reading about the American Civil War. Books, you know, you turn the pages, you don't just listen to them on your fucking Kindle, you know, actual books.
Mad Dog, hold on. Wolf, you missed it when I went in when Day was still here. You completely missed it, you bitch.
Oh, so what'd you say, man? What'd you say?
I told them like, hold on, let's stop talking about Star Trek for a second. Let's get down to brass taxes. I'm like, Day, have you gone to Miami Beach out of your saggy vagina yet? And he just left.
Oh, Benny, this is why you're my shags. You are my shaggy Tudo, baby.
Well, and
Are you still hitting on ice? Why don't you just get a room?
No.
He plans on coming to visit me soon.
Hell yeah.
What is your wife gonna be okay with you two getting in a room?
Hey,
No, we're not going to be fucking. God, really?
God,
puppy pile.
I had to make a joke. Come on, Wolf.
Come on,
That
man.
j-
Benny is more respectful than that.
Come on, commit to the
Good
friendship.
joke.
Commit to the
Joke.
friendship.
The joke had to be
Mad
made.
Dog, I don't mess with man.
Oh my fucking god!
What, Thorn?
Whoever made and decided how to pack the new oven I got today is a fucking retard. Possibly the worst fucking place for you to tape the consumer product information is the back of the goddamn broiler.
Aren't you supposed to be shackled to that, by the way?
Fuck you.
No, but
It's
if
like
you're
glued to the top of the fucking broiler in the spot where nobody can fucking see it. What
your house on
retard package is this?
Dude, you know what I want? I want a fucking SJW on my fucking shit. That's what I want.
I almost started a house fire. Oh god, I'm a failure as a woman. I almost started a house fire with the oven.
God, trauma.
well, that's what I was wondering. Is your house on fire?
No, I'm just like, what the fuck is
No,
burning?
it's just saying.
Nothing's
Oh
in
no,
the
but she's
recipe
acting
burning.
like
It's the
it
new
could
fucking
have-
oven.
No, it could have been, but she's acting like it is.
No, but I would like to know the
drama.
ones. I would like to know the one slave ship that flew under the Confederate, the flag of the Army of Northern
Oh,
Virginia.
fuck's sake, you and your Confederate
I would like.
flag.
Should I just
No.
leave until we're done talking about flags?
Cabbage,
No,
I'm sorry
we'll-
that the
we'll
Confederate
stop.
flag can't be as white as your flag. I'm sorry.
No,
Yeah,
I like the
yeah.
Confederate flag. I like it. In fact, I got really annoyed with when they tried to start banning it because we had the same shit with the English flag. You know, it's like if you flew the George Cross, then you were basically a neo-Nazi. You know what I mean? We had the same thing, which is why I was very much in favor of the Confederates maintaining. Well, I mean, it wasn't even the Confederate flag, right? So I mean, that's what made it stupid in the beginning. So.
Exactly. It was not the Stars and Bars. That's a different flag.
No, exactly. So no,
But
I'm
no.
totally into that. But anyway,
But no, we can move on from the flag. I just wanted to go.
can you really move on from that? I don't think you can. Not in your heart of hearts.
I'll come back to it in a day or two. Oh, sure. God damn it, Cabbage.
It's always going to be a part of you, mate, whether you like it or not.
It's a bunch of bullshit.
Is that what you're saying? You got bullshit in your heart? Is that what you're saying? You're toxic.
Oh, yeah. All right. So,
you nasty man.
Let's see. We touched upon some sci-fi, some book subjects. Anything you guys want to talk about? Go ahead. You have the floor. Any of you, like Cabbage, Thorn, Wolf, Benny.
I don't want to say anything because nobody will know anything about it anyway. So what's the fucking point?
What? You got something? Go ahead.
No, it's all right. It's fine.
All right. So what about Bitcoin? 14,000? Are you kidding me?
No, don't fucking send me down that rabbit hole again.
Yeah, well, then come up with something.
No. How about Federal Reserve? That'll suit you.
Oh well. the Federal Reserve. Yeah, the Federal Reserve.
I shouldn't have done that. I'm sorry. I apologize.
Hold on, I want to get the libertarians' perspective on this. What's your opinion on the Federal Reserve?
End it immediately.
No shit! Holy shit! No shit!
I shouldn't have done it. I'm so
Groundbreaking.
Shock.
Groundbreaking.
My bad. I can't talk for a minute there.
Well, what else do you want me to say? End it slowly? Fuck no. Get rid of it. Well, I mean,
I
what do you want
apologize for initiating this.
What do you want to do with Chicago's gun laws? Just let them bleed out slowly, or end them all now?
I'm sorry. Are you talking like I fucking agree with Chicago's current gun laws?
No, I would never assume what you agree with. I am just bringing up a topic.
He wouldn't dare. He would have the fucking
retarded.
property.
No. First off, Thorn, there is 2 main cities in the U.S. or 3 with really bad gun laws. They are New York, Chicago, and D.C. I brought up the one relevant for somebody on the panel.
Is someone listening to Atlantis?
If that's bad, then I apologize, but that's all I did.
It's more that I'm kind of sick of being used as an example, especially because everybody gets the current laws wrong.
Yeah, and I wasn't trying directly. I just said
I jumped
Chicago has
Nacho's throat about it, so.
Well, I apologize, but Chicago does have some of the strictest laws in the whole U.S. And they have some of the highest murder rates.
Actually, our neighboring city of Oak Park is more strict. But yeah.
Is Oak Park in kind of like LA County, so the Chicago area?
It is a suburb of Chicago immediately bordering Chicago.
Yeah, see, when I look at LA gun crimes, I look at LA County because I lived in LA. I lived in Baldwin Park, West Covina, all around LA, and it's the whole county that it really comes into, not just the inner city.
Oak Park is really, really stupid. You can actually get in trouble if you have... Chicago lets you have 1 firearm per household, but they actually let you keep the ammunition in the fucking gun. Oak Park won't let you do that. You cannot have it loaded. So,
what do you think would help?
But does loaded mean a magazine in the gun, or
like ready to
one
use
in the chamber?
And not like somebody breaks in. Hang on, I gotta go put the code into my fucking gun safe and get the ammunition.
Right. Okay. So you got to separate the guns from the ammunition, and
Correct.
so you can't have one in the chamber ready to go.
Chicago lets you keep it loaded.
Right.
So.
Gotcha.
We're slightly less retarded than.
Well, they won't know about it. It'll be our secret. Shh.
Well, that is a good point. How are they going to regulate that?
Christ, Mad Dog, control
it's one of those things like how about the same way that they could, regulate sodomy laws. It's about as effective.
It's rad.
Yeah, but how can you regulate self-defense? I mean, it's fucking retarded, isn't it? I mean, surely self-defense is a form of... Yeah, but surely self-defense is a form of regulation. I mean, it's kind of self-determining, isn't it?
Yeah, that's why it's dumb. That'd be why it's dumb. It's real fucking dumb. But like the stuff I said on Yourself's channel, I also still stand by. So.
Don't you have the castle principle? The
castle doctrine.
No.
You mean if somebody enters your home without your permission?
Home is your castle. Yeah.
Yeah, it means you have every right to defend your home and possibly take their life. Yes, you will be prosecuted, but you will have the law on your side.
Cabbage is talking about Chicago. Cook County does not have castle doctrine.
They don't.
But
Virginia does. And the one thing, Congress did pass CCW across all state lines.
Yes, which is glorious.
It also doesn't. They don't really prosecute home defense very heavily or at all when it does happen.
No. If they can prove it's unjustified, they push everything they can.
Yeah, they do. In Virginia, before the castle doctrine was put forth,
Hi, Cabbage.
my dad said that if someone enters the house and you have to kill them, but you have to put a butcher knife or a gun in their hand to make it look like they were coming at you.
Yeah, in Chicago, if somebody breaks into your house and you shoot them, you don't have to prove that. If they broke into you just have to prove they broke into your house.
It's not the fact of you having to prove that they broke into your house. It's the fact that you have to prove that you were in a life-threatening situation, that you had no other option than to kill them. That is the problem.
So the issue with that comes when you chase them afterward.
So no, because even the guy who he used an AR-15 to shoot the 3 people that broke into his, I believe it was his father's house, and he shot them with an AR-15, killed 1 or 2, and then wounded the others. He was prosecuted even because the other guys were leaving, but they were still inside the house. It does not matter if they are on your property; it's your castle. Your castle is everything you own.
So, yeah,
that includes your car. So if someone's in your car and they're opening the door to come in, you can shoot at them, and if you kill them, you're justified.
But yeah, that's your sovereign territory in effect, isn't it? So,
well, no, it's not sovereign territory; it's private property. Sovereign territory and private property are different things.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's trespass. Put it that way. Yeah.
Yes, that's a better way to put it.
Right. Yeah, but trespass isn't necessarily a right to kill somebody.
Yeah,
it's when they're
breaking. To kill somebody.
Well, no, nobody
trespasses with intent to do something.
No,
to
but
you, then you can shoot.
Wait a minute. It's when they're breaking into your home and they're showing direct threat. So even in Oregon,
I don't give a shit. Anyone my house, I don't give a shit what their intentions are.
Hey, wait a minute. Oregon is a state. Oregon is a liberal state, but we have concealed carry and we have open carry. And if somebody comes through my door, which I happen to leave unlocked at night, they come in, I can grab my gun and blow their head off. Nobody's going to think twice. They're going to take away the body. That's about how it's going to go.
You see, though, here's the thing. If you did that and they find out that you do not lock your door at night, they will prosecute you on the basis of you're inviting somebody to come in. And they will put you on for some sort of homicide or murder charge.
Wait, so if you don't... No, wait a minute. So if you don't turn on your car alarm, you're inviting them to steal your radio? No,
look, I don't think it's right. Don't get me wrong, but you have to think about this. You have to think about this in the aspect of a prosecutor who is being paid to not hold the opinion that you should be able to defend yourself and your property. You have to be in that mindset of what can I do to what's the word I'm looking for? To criminalize this person. So it's not so much the fact that they want to prove you wrong. It's just they're trying to do their job and trying to use every means necessary. And here's the thing. When you said, what did you say right after we talked about shooting from cars, Matt? My mind just kind of blanked.
I'm not sure, but my main point was they come into my house or into my property, my car. I have the right to shoot them to defend my property.
I remember. So the thing about it is it does not matter if they had the intent to hurt you. The fact that they're breaking into your home is intent enough. or the fact that they're trying to get into your car is intent enough. Because you don't know if there's a weapon in their clothing, in their hand, if you can't see it. The fact that they're trying to get in towards you where they are not supposed to be on private property or coming into your private property, which would be your car, is intent enough for you to use the castle doctrine. Granted, you have to prove it in court, but it is intent enough for you to use the castle doctrine.
Yeah, if they are not welcome, if they've not been invited somewhere, then they have no rights to be there.
And before you say it, Mad, no, that does not include if you're with your friends and you have to tell them, okay, you can come in my car. This is on the basis of a stranger, and you don't know them, just out of the blue.
I mean, if you've invited somebody to come over to your house, then the fact that they're there, yeah. I mean,
well, then you get some weirdos that like to
logical.
No, you get some weirdos who like to put up the little twine around their yard. And then say, if you step into my territory, I'm going to shoot you. And then when they do, they get away with homicide, basically.
Well, not if they sent them an invite with an RSVP, they wouldn't.
Well, no. Actually, if they step into your yard, you tell them to leave, and they don't, you have the right to do something. And that is to tell them to leave again.
Well, no, technically speaking, if they step into your yard and they're not welcome, you kind of have every right to fire on them. It will be very hard to prove in court, but you have legally, I don't think there's anything saying that you can't do that.
Well, if you feel threatened,
I mean, there's obviously going to be a murder charge or whatever.
Property. Yeah, but then you just
At
say
the very least, a manslaughter.
Yeah, but you are, you're protecting your property.
Right, but you have to prove that you're protecting your property from any form of harm or destruction.
Actually, no. Somebody has to prove that that person wasn't actually, potentially, threatening your property.
Because we're a guilty until proven innocent kind of society.
No, well, you're not meant to be, but okay, if that's the way it's gone, I didn't realize.
Okay, on paper we're supposed to be innocent until proven guilty, but because of people's biases, you're guilty until proven innocent.
Okay. Well, if that's the case, I didn't realize it had gone that far, but all right, yeah, then that sucks. Good luck.
Well, I mean, that's the problem with sort of the whole globalized media and such. You don't have persons that are unbiased when it comes to something. It's not like back in the 50s or the 60s where you could get a bunch of people who have no idea on the subject and bring them in and have the facts be laid out for them. It just doesn't happen anymore because everybody's so connected. Well, that's the problem is you can't get an unbiased jury anymore. It's because it's never going to be innocent till proven guilty. It's always going to be guilty till proven innocent nowadays because people have so much access to information. I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but I'm just saying we do not have the same standard when it comes to the law system now. Especially when it comes to gun rights and, gun-related crimes.
Well, I don't know about that. That seems a bit of an odd one if that's the case. I can't believe that people haven't demonstrated against that reality.
Well, nowadays people only demonstrate in pussy hats. So what do you really expect?
Oh God! There's like a pussy hat Girl Scout troop now.
Stop it!
Oh,
just fucking stop.
No, see that's how you get brownies pulled from the troop.
Nothing says stable like fucking putting like throwing your kids into politics.
Pussy hat should be reserved for Halloween.
Mom.
Mama.
I have a delicious sandwich.
Sandwich.
So mad. What is the point of this stream? I jumped in halfway.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah, we covered the main points. I was actually thinking about wrapping it up. Thoughts, you guys?
I'll go for it.
So, Cabbage, you were here the whole time. Israel and the embassy. Last thoughts on that or anything else?
No, I'm all good.
Well, me personally, I think it was about time they moved it. They passed it in '95. Sorry,
Yeah.
suck it up, Buttercup. Time to
I
move
said
on.
my piece, mate. I said what I think about it, and I
Yep.
think it was just an accident waiting to happen.
Anybody else want to
watch
shout
them.
their channels?
Some men just want to watch the world burn.
Oh man, it's all about the men's. The men's.
It's a quote. It's a fucking quote.
I know.
I am Outlaw Wolf, and I do a cunt stream on Mondays, 11 p.m. Eastern, trying to get some good peeps on there. Check it out. It's the bomb diggity. And I like titties.
Are we showing?
Yeah, we're chilling, Thorn.
Yeah.
I'm
Chill
Thorn. I
time.
got a sandwich.
Yeah, girl.
Sandwich.
Sandwich. Also, I run a stream Dead After Dark Monday nights, midnight with Irate Prostate. I didn't pick his name. But he's a pretty cool dude. We're probably gonna be watching Nosferatu unless a lot more people go to my page on Twitter and pull for the Phantom of the Opera. Yep, that's about it. Anime horror shit sometimes.
I am Benihana. I am just one of your average shitheads on the internet. But I'm gonna be your favorite shithead.
Benny is everyone's favorite stream whore.
Yes. No, I'm a stream slut. There's a difference.
Oh right, we
Yeah,
don't
he
pay.
doesn't. He doesn't charge.
No, I don't charge.
No, he takes
I'm
it
not
for
that
free.
greedy.
He tried to charge.
like-
We don't pay him.
Mhm.
No, you don't pay me. I just love to come on streams. That's my thing.
Benny has scruples.
Sluts have scruples.
And make sure you always love your favorite old man that yells at cloud, Cabbage Patch.
I don't know.
Yeah.
MC's my favorite old man.
Well, no, and my no, and I would just like to throw out there before I wrap it up. My 4-year-old son stole my goddamn gummy savers. I'm pissed.
Well, you should have protected your sovereign property.
Yeah.
I know, right?
Yeah.
You were outwitted by a 4-year-old. Do you know how bad
well,
that makes you look?
You should feel
I was talking to you, Cabbage. I think you.
No,
were
you should be
working with-
ashamed of yourself. Be ashamed of yourself.
I think he just sees the means of production of the family.
Hold your hand.
I think you have a communist child.
Hold your head in your hands and weep.
He's a commie. Throw him out of a helicopter.
You
that's
have
it.
failed
Yeah.
your family.
Yeah, the 4-year-old's got to go, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Clearly, he's a revolutionary.
All right. This has been the Redeye stream number 53. Thank you all for watching. Thank you guys for joining. We're out of here.